All right, say it again.
Watch the last one at the bar.
Y'all subscribe to the Last Ones at the Bar boxing channel, man. We got some boxing fans out there.
Hola, soy Jolie de Medellín y estás viendo las GWOAT 11 de Bar, el mejor canal de boxeo. Dale me gusta y suscríbete. Y me puedes encontrar en Instagram como Jolie1026 Sánchez. Bye.
Last Ones at the Bar, exclusively talks about the sport of boxing.
Yep, you're watching Last Ones at the Bar. Baddest boxing podcast out. We briefly took a hiatus for a week, but we back. And I'm back here with my boy, Lavelle, who shares the same birthday with Dr. Seuss. What's going on, good brother? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. Now I got to look at who I actually share a birthday with. Besides Dr. Seuss. I do know that I'm a day older than Macaulay Culkin. I know that much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're a big Macaulay fan?
I mean, I love Home Alone, man. It's one of my traditions watching that during Thanksgiving. But he was somebody who exactly the same age as I am. So, yeah.
Yeah, it said that Boots put both hands on Xander like Macaulay Culkin yesterday.
I mean, we'll get to that, but we'll get to that, but my opinion is more in the middle. Like people will say one thing or say the other, but I'm definitely in the middle on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get to that when it's that time. We got a lot to discuss, man, because we were out last week. But how you been? What you been up to? Since the last time we telecast and broadcast, I should say.
Enjoying life, enjoying the summer, man. Finally finalized my mixtape and released it. It's available on SoundCloud. It's called Food Left on the Table. So I'm very proud of the work that I did put into it. So everybody check it out. The next one coming 2027. I think I'm gonna put more depth into the next one. It's gonna be this. Food Left on the Table is more so just letting people know, what's on my mind, kind of my introduction to folks that never heard me. The Late Bloomer is going to be like just everything. I'm going to put way more, foot into it. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh, that's Food Left on the Table is your all eyes on me. You know what I'm saying? You just out you picking it. You know what I'm saying? The next one's going to be a Machiavelli. Now, which MCs are you going to Are you coming at on volume 2?
Coming at or influenced by?
Nah. Are you going at? You taking a shot at like? Let me see.
Who knows?
Method Man or Red Man or somebody like that.
I'm not taking shots at any famous rappers currently. Now somebody comes at me. I mean that's different. I might be forced to, but no. I don't. I haven't taken direct shots at anybody per se. If people listen to my songs, it's very general. I mean, it's very, if the shoe fits, it's for you. If it don't, then I'm not talking about you. So
are you going to be repping Detroit heavy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a Detroit guy. You know what I'm saying? It's musically, I think it's kind of Detroit because it's the middle. We in the middle, so we influenced by everything. We're not influenced by one thing, So,
so you're not gonna rep any, claim any other state or city.
I mean, I currently live in the DMV, so I'm influenced by certain things. Like you never know, man. You might hear a go-go track on the next one.
I like this jersey here.
India. Well, Midwest. They the Midwest, so I'm definitely influenced by the Midwest.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking, man.
That's what probably let me down.
Yeah, so since the last time that we talked, man, the week before I hit him heavy. I was sharing that with you the other week when I caught him for about a little bit over $400. So I share with you some of my bets. I shied away because I put some of that money into my account, and so you see there one day, man, I just hit him, man, like England, Ghana, the Liberty, Columbia. So that's 97 right there, and then I bounced back because I was pretty sure Colombia and England was going to win. So then I coupled that with a Sonia Centron saying that she was going to score 15 or more points. So that was another 80 smackaroos right there. 59, you know, I called the draw with Portugal, because even though Portugal has been playing well, I just thought based on historically, sometimes they lay an egg, and I was just thinking that day that might be the day that they laid the egg, and they did just that. And then you see the other one, so that's another almost 60 right there, a little 42 piece right there. You know what I'm saying? So this is the same day. Now mine is the same day, so then you got the 92 right there, and I was just hitting them heavy. But that Harry Kane, he at that time he had scored like goals in 15 out of 16 games. So I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and put him down, getting a goal for England at some point in the game. And then that one right there, you see where it says Shakira Austin avoided it out because she didn't play. And so I still won that right there, and I got about close to $60 with that. And so all in all, that's what I ended up with. Well, I withdrew actually 471. So I kept 100 in. After that though. So shout out to Brazil, they doing their thing. That's those meals right there. Make sure you're eating good. What you know about these chips right here, man? Is that a deep paper right there?
No, I don't know nothing, man. They look a little too spicy for my taste, man.
Okay, yeah, man. You hit them off. Y'all drink that Fago?
Oh yeah, we definitely drink that Fago, man. Fago's our thing. Better made chips, Hostess cakes. That's our thing.
Yeah, so unhealthy eating.
Yeah,
man,
you know. Actually, yeah. When I go back, I call my cheat weekend or cheat week. I'm gonna have me some Fago, you know, in Detroit.
When you're here, do you drink soda much?
I do from time to time. Now a lot though. I don't drink like. Put it this way, I drink less enough where when I do drink it, I feel it's very strong.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore, man. I used to drink sodas all the time. Matter of fact, I was concerned because it was a long period of time where I wasn't really drinking much water. Like I just always would have me like a 20-ounce soft drink, and that's what I was having. But I can't do it anymore. I'm just more of a water guy now, as I was before.
Yeah, that's also good, man. I gotta watch them juices too, man. They be putting all them calories in them juices.
Yeah, it's not even it's like the sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like it was spiking your blood sugar up and stuff like that. You know, when you get a little older, you can be mindful of those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Where you didn't necessarily care about that stuff before. Some of the stuff that's on here, man, this is from 2 weeks ago. See what last time that we didn't record, I didn't change anything. So this episode could be kind of lengthy in terms of the topics, but we can modify it. But I wasn't going to take anything out because when you prep, sometimes it can take about 2 hours, like 3 hours. You'll look up, you're like, damn, it's still all that time that passed away. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to waste my time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, with that being said, when you eating your wings, man, because you have the good fight, kind of party-ish type of atmosphere yesterday. If you were gonna have your wings, which one? Where do you stop eating your wings at? A, B, C, or D?
I'm E. I'm E all the way, man. I don't waste no meat and nothing like that, man. Matter of fact, man, you want to irritate me? If you do a B or a C, I'm upset. I'm like, wait a minute. So
yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, I heard this story about Zaf Judah once told a story about what's my man name from Africa? He fought Jermaine Taylor. He was a short guy, but he was from Africa. Anyway, he said when he first met him, the guy didn't, he didn't speak English, and then he's like, "This dude's hungry," so I took him to get some food. He said the dude, they gave him some KFC, a box of KFC. He ate the whole chicken, like the bone and all. And Zab was like, "Hey man, you ain't supposed to eat the bones." The dude was like, "Hey man, look, I'm strong, man."
Was it Kasim Uma?
Yep, Kasim Uma. That's exactly what it was. Yep.
Kasim Uma didn't have much power, but he used to be throwing them punches. But yeah, no, I'm with Kasim. Like I'm damn near on that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely gonna be E or F. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes to eating my wings. Shout out to the ladies out there in Rio. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do because I got a couple more interviews coming up. I might have some good news coming to you pretty soon. I've been doing a lot of interviews and things like that. I did one via Zoom on Friday, and then on Tuesday I go out there to Stafford. But it's something else that I'm trying to line up, man. If that goes through, then you won't have to worry about moving me. You know what I'm saying? Because that'll be the ideal situation that I could ever ask for if that actually goes through. Hopefully I have some good news for you coming up in the near future. As far as what we're gonna be talking about today, and I didn't get my nap today, man. I was ripping and running. I always run my errands on Sundays, but I had to do a little bit extra stuff today because I had some other stuff to take back to Amazon. So I had to go out there to Whole Foods, drop that off. Then I had to take back some stuff to Nordstrom Rack, that like some shoes that I had. You ever get those Hoka running shoes? You ever had some of those?
No, I know what they are, but no, I haven't had any yet.
So yeah, I like Brooks. Brooks is my favorite. That's my shoe of choice. But the thing is, with I saw some Hokas online, and they were cool because they had the summer colors and everything, but they looked like they had the support that I was looking for, and they do, but they feel rather rubbery. Where like with Brooks and shoes like that, they're so cushiony. They like pillows on your feet. Hokas are not like that. And when I took them back today, the lady was telling me, she said, I got some of those. She said, it's going to take you about a month and a half to break them in, though. And I don't have that type of time. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting some other shoes. I returned them and got some other shoes. Matter of fact, I got 2 pairs of Nikes that are much more comfortable. And I ended up getting still a refund, from the Nikes that I got. But anyway, I did that. Then I had to get gas. Gas is a lot cheaper now. They said it might spike back up. But I did that. And then I had to drop some clothes off at the cleaners because, you can drop them off at Zips now, even though they're not open. There was a couple other things I had to do. So I got back like 15 minutes before it's time to go ahead and record. And I'm useless when I don't have my nap sometimes. So bear with me, all right? So today's episode, we're going to talk about a historic bout. One of them is going to be the Tyson Holyfield 2 that actually took place on June 28th of 1997. Also, we got to talk about Boots, 7th round TKO victory. Edwin De Los Santos is facing José Valenzuela coming up tonight in a rematch. And then some of the news topics we're going to discuss. You said Tank is targeting Devin. That's bogus right there. We'll discuss that. Rolly and Tio seem like they got a verbal agreement. I want to say the 21st or 22nd of April. And then Floyd is, I don't know, he's having money problems, good brother. And then the GWOAT is going back to middleweight, and she's going to face Kaye Scott. And then Usyk is vacating the belts. I was going to call him a duck until I heard yesterday that he's probably lining up the Deontay Wilder fight. So that makes sense, you know what I mean, to close out his career. And then the showrunner is going to be a couple of these things. One is going to be this. Since the fight yesterday was in Brooklyn at the Barclays, I figured we'd go ahead and discuss 2 Brooklyn rappers. And so the question that I have for you as far as the showrunner or anybody who want to type inside the chat, who had the better verse on Brooklyn's Finest? Was it Biggie or was it Jigga? Do you have any thoughts yet?
I mean, Biggie. I mean, I don't think I love Jay-Z. I'm a Jay-Z fan. I'm not a huge, biggest Jay-Z fan, but I feel like him and Biggie are just, to me, and this is people might think it's controversial, I think they're just 2 levels of MCs. I think Jay-Z just had the more longevity because he didn't die and he's been around, and we were able to see different facets of his career. But head to head, when you see them on the same song at the time that they were doing it, I think he was just a different level than Biggie to me. I mean, Biggie was on a different level, higher than Jay-Z to me.
Yeah, we know that Jay-Z capitalized a lot due to the deaths of Biggie and Pac, because he was like the next guy up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talented.
So yeah, but it's like folks forgot that Nas was that dude too, and I think Nas let him kind of get in there, and I feel like that was a mistake on Nas' part.
I don't, because you got 2 different fork in the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Where I can take over. I just think that Nas is okay with where he is in his career because he's comfortable and he appreciates the ability to be able to be himself. And Nas can still come through certain places and things like that where he's not alienated. Like Jay-Z really can't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I remember at that point, you had guys like Redman. Redman used to always say that. Like, I don't want to get to the point where I'm not accessible to people and stuff like that. And so I think that's because if you listen to Big, he was on that show with what's my man who always wear the hats? Sway in the morning. Right. And so that was like right before he got killed. It was like March 1st in 1997 when he was spitting that freestyle. The way he was able to flip those rhymes and his aura about himself, it was just on a whole nother level. And Jay-Z took a lot of that from Big. But when I say that he took the reins afterwards, I'm saying in terms of like the perception of who they view, like they put him on a pedestal. And so I think that's what enabled him to be on that pedestal is due to the untimely demise of Pac and Big, because there was a void there for that particular type of character. But when it comes to this right here, shoot your daughter in the calf muscle, Alpha tussle, nickel plated, sprinkle coke on the floor, make it drug related. When he's saying stuff like that, come on, man. Sprinkle coke on the floor to make it drug. That's good. That's all day. The other showrunner is going to be name a boxer who was never the same after a devastating knockout loss. I thought about this because some people were talking about Xander after that fight. Will this be something that he can use as a springboard, or was the beat down a little bit too much? Right. And so I think that it could be something that helps uplifts him, you know what I mean, based on what I saw and at the time that they stopped the fight. But the question to you is that, can you think anybody off the top of your head?
Even if they wasn't knockout law, I think of Jeff Lacey. I think of Fernando Vargas in a way. I feel like something was beaten out of him that night with Felix Trinidad. You know, now, he was able to find some semblance of it, but he was never ever the same. Who else?
Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones.
Oh yeah. Well, to me, he was almost like a up and coming guy that we just found out that he was what we thought he was going to be. More so than me.
But was he the same after he got knocked out? No, he was not. It's a lot of guys. We can think of more of those, but those are the showrunners, folks. All right, man, before we you always got to get Vail warmed up. So I got about 2 or 3 warm-up things for you on this rainy Sunday out here in Virginia. Man, what was some of those brands of shoes you wore when you were in junior high school, man?
Of course, Fila's, you know, with the straps, the K-Swiss. I had a pair of red and gray suede Ewings.
Those are my shoes with the Ewings. I used to have the Ewings, man.
Yeah.
Diodoras, you know what I'm saying? You don't know anything about that, them Diodoras. All right, man. What about this, right? What sandwich would you never give up? Is that egg sandwich? I know you take that to work sometime. Is that grilled cheese, peanut butter and jelly, or BLT? Which one you ain't never gonna give it up?
It's funny, it's probably grilled cheese. I think that's just, you know, if you need something quick and you need something good, I think that grilled cheese just hit the spot, man.
Yes, sir. Last thing about your food, man. What's the choices here? 3 pieces that you can only keep forever. You gotta go to pepperoni. Got to stay, man. The pepperoni is a staple.
Yeah, man. I don't think I see the Supremo in there, man. But for here, it's gonna be pepperoni. We're gonna have the meat lovers, and we're gonna have the Chicago deep dish.
Gotcha. I think I might have to go the same. You know what I mean? All the other ones. Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of that right there, and then I'm gonna wash it down with. Yeah,
that little medicine, man.
let's go ahead and get to it, man. Hopefully, we get our boy Sheldon could come through if he's available. But I'm gonna start off with the breaking news, man. You got Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao rematches off, so that's the first thing. Second thing, Floyd is hit with 4.65.
I didn't even hear that one.
Lawsuit, right? And then they're trying to get a refund because he sued over this right here. The Tyson fight is not going through. And he was supposed to have a fight yesterday, I believe, that didn't go through. Bob Arum was saying Floyd ran out of money after believing he was a financial genius. And then also, Floyd facing felony charges over alleged $200,000 bad check that he's still trying to get him a luxury watch, with all of this stuff spiraling out of control. And they say Floyd's facing felony charges for passing bad check. And now you got Floyd right there with them pennies that he's sitting at a table where he normally have, you know, stacks on you. Now, what do you say about all of this financial trouble, the Pacquiao fight, and all of that? What do you say about this?
It's not looking good for Floyd. People laugh. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny because this is going on a deeper level where you got powerful folks that's kind of been playing though. You know what I'm saying? And these are powerful folks that Floyd might be a boxer, but he's not a gangster. You know what I'm saying? So he might be wary of some of that. But then I feel like he's in a bad place because, you know, he needs obviously he needs this money. It's almost like Murphy's Law because you have a guy who has a lot of pride as a fighter too. So when he gets in that ring, he has to be ready. But you put him in a situation where he may be forced to fight. Number two, distracted enough where that could mess with him a little bit. And number three, he don't want to lose. So it's almost like an oxymoron, kind of in a space. Because now you had you had exhibitions that were set up, you know, with the guy that was supposed to be it's supposed to happen yesterday. You had the one with Tyson, and then you got the fight that's supposed to happen with Pacquiao. Now all those fights have been either scrapped or postponed, and so if you're Floyd Mayweather, how you going to make the money? I mean, obviously he can probably do something on the business side as far as I don't know if it's real estate or whatever way he was doing, but he's going to have to do it with a new team because obviously people talk about the audio between, you know, with Al and Leonard Ellerby. I don't know how recent that is or, you know, or true because things can be taken out of context.
Or it could be AI.
Yeah, it could be AI. But chances are because of that Showtime deal and him losing $300 million, he's probably going to have to do all this business plans with a new team. So, and do you trust these people? So it's a lot of different things that's in play. So that's why I'm not one of those people that's gonna be laughing at Floyd saying ha ha, nothing like that. But it goes to show you, man, money don't last forever. No matter how much money you think you got or how untouchable you think you are, nobody's above things happening to them.
Well, I think it's this too. It's two things. One, you always have to have ways of generating income. You know what I mean? Like once your career is over with, if you have access, like some dudes may go into commentating, somebody might go into this or they go into that. Floyd was doing that, but he had his ego a lot of times would end up messing up his ventures that he had, especially when it came to like his promotional company. It's like he always that relationship never would be one in which it would lead to like future success. Like he could help Gervonta get to a certain point, or even being associated with him like Adrian Broner, then it gets like friction. You know what's crazy? It seems like a lot of times with people, the things that they had to go through in their career, they end up putting another person in the same predicament that they were in when they had to sever ties with the person that they had to sever ties with themselves. Mm-hmm. Like Floyd and Oscar. Mm-hmm. Like they had to get out of promotional contracts and things like that they didn't want to be a part of any longer. But then it seemed like they putting their fighters in similar situations than they were in when they wanted to get out of their contracts. But anywho, it's bad. I think the biggest thing as far as this is concerned, I would think it doesn't make sense to me that if he owes money, that you wouldn't want him to do something in order to get the money that you are trying to get from him.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they're not allowing him that opportunity to work in order to pay off his debts. All right. What do you think about 50 Cent chiming in and giving Floyd some flack and all of that?
50 is just a troll type of dude, man. And he's not somebody. 50 is somebody you kind of want as a guy that's, if you ever want a business enforcer, 50 is your guy. But if you want somebody that's gonna have your back and be a friend to you, 50 is definitely not that guy. Man. He just never, he doesn't come off as a person that's gonna care too much about anybody personally.
No. It's always, he got that stigma that if anything goes wrong, then he want to have something on you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Roberto Duran turned 75, remembering Manos de Piedras. Outside of Sugar Ray, man, because he has some big ones. What would you say was Roberto Duran's biggest victory?
The ones that kind of stand out is did he ever beat Iron Broccoli? Was that one?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that stands out. I think it was a fight with Davey Moore. And Ken Buchanan definitely stands out because that was like, he probably looked the best. Like, when people say that Roberto Duran is like this brawler or just a mean guy, that fight is like you saw him all together, put it all together. So
yeah, he was nasty. He was nasty in that fight. Yeah, so you got that fight right there. That's the Sugar Ray Leonard fight on the 20th of 1980. It was a lot of good fights in the early 80s, man. But you hit it on the nail on the coffin as far as the Davey Moore fight. That was a summertime fight too. And then you had the Iran Barkley fight. I think that was more so a springtime fight. But dude was a bad man. Anytime that you come in at Duran, and Sugar Ray learned that in that first fight, that you're going to have trouble on your hands unless you're just somebody who's long and wiry. If you somebody who just is around his height, nah, you making a bad choice, in fighting like that. 26 years ago, last week, you had the Oscar De La Hoya Shane Mosley 1 fight. Did you think that Shane won that fight?
The first fight? Yeah. I thought he won the first fight. I thought De La Hoya could have won the fight if he fought a certain way. I feel like he was dealing with that stigma of the Trinidad fight, and he tried to fight Shane, straight up, and kind of fell too much into Shane's game plan, especially late. He started really getting into those exchanges with Shane when he could just, if he were just stuck to just boxing and just working the jab, I think he could have won that fight.
That's right. And that's one of those situations where you might have a guy who is a weight class higher, but really him and that one guy, they're really the same because they came up through the amateurs together. Mm-hmm. And it's like they know each other, they have familiarity with one another. But those two guys really are the same in terms of like their size. It's just that De La Hoya probably could move up to higher weights better because of his length and things like that, some of his attributes. But as far as them, they always going to have a tough matchup when they fight each other because stylistically, it's just going to make for a close match. Just like you got the Marquez and Pacquiao's. You got the Vernon Forrest and Shane. Like they always, that rivalry right there. That always impresses me in the sport of boxing when you got certain guys who match up well with that other particular opponent. All right. And then here, man, your boy, man, he's sitting over there. He with your boy Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Put the hat on.
Got the hat on right there. I guess the question I have for you, since he's over there talking about just a kid from Nebraska, taking a picture with the president, does that make him, is Terrence Crawford a sellout?
I mean, no, he's free to take a picture with whoever you want to take a picture with. It's not. He's not even wearing the red MAGA cap. You know what I'm saying? He just
not in the picture. He took it off. So let me ask you this question. So you see what the people are saying there. They said, "What do you expect from a ninja from Nebraska?" You know what I'm saying? Like you see some of the comments they make, and Crawford a snake. Is it CTE? They disappointed in him, and then they call him the C word.
I guess I'm be careful about who I just take a picture with. You know, if I see any famous people, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what do you do in life?
So let's say let's remove President Trump out of the equation. Let's put a known Ku Klux Klan member. If he took a picture with that person, let's say for instance that Ku Klux Klan member is successful at something, like he made it, you know, in life. Would he be okay to take a picture with a Ku Klux Klan member? Is that just anybody?
If he didn't know,
no, he knew. He just
yeah. If he knew, he'd be wrong. Yes.
Okay, so then therefore you can take a picture with somebody who you shouldn't be taking a picture with.
Hey, he now if you put on the MAGA hat, now we got a problem. Matter of fact, he's free to wear the hat if he just says it just for style purposes.
See, we don't stand on anything anymore, man. Like that's the thing. Like at this point, it's no, you can't sell out anymore because we don't have enough pride within ourselves in order to be able to be shamed. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to be shameful. I heard Tupac the other day. I'm listening to some Tupac interviews, and I heard him say MC Hammer sold out. He said he sold out because of the fact that he's non-threatening. And the fact that, yeah, I'm not mad at him because he's a black man getting money, but you can go ahead, play the Bojangles Jigaboo act to get the money and be non-threatening. They're going to give you all type of accolades for that. But that's what he stood on. Like, it's no message in that. There's no threat to the powers that be. And so that's, you know, I would be more so supportive if you stood on something, you know what I'm saying? But I guess
sort of, but I think, well, Hammer, that's a different conversation because I felt like Hammer did the music he did. I didn't feel like he was just a sellout because all the stuff that he was doing that people said he was selling out for, like the Taco Bell commercials and all that stuff, all of a sudden those same rappers that was calling them sellouts start doing the same commercials. And
they wasn't over there. They wasn't over there dancing. No, they wasn't over there dancing and all that type of stuff.
That's always been his game. It's not like he just decided to dance. Like he's been dancing since he was a kid. Like
my point, Hammer to me could do what it is that he wanted to do because he's not like some of the guys who truly sell out now. But at the same time, that was an origin for people to utilize that form of so-called hip-hop to start making money. Okay, if that's going to make money, then I'm just going to do whatever it is that make money, as opposed to somebody who's really going to have some substance of what it is that they're doing. So that's what I'm just saying. Like now, you can't even call anybody out anymore because it has gotten so convoluted. You got dudes like this right here. You do anything he want to do, and it's okay. He can take a picture whatever he wants to. What are you standing on, though, good brother?
I thought the president was your man's. Will, what's up, man?
I see. There you go. You. What you doing is you making what it is I say about this gentleman right here. You taking it out of context. I say that he's very good for this country for this reason and this reason only because he exposes the malarkey on both sides. And I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm saying. When I said last week, when he was basically giving reparations to the people who he said that was being done wrong, who was being persecuted through the media, that they can receive some funds. If he can say that particular group of people can get rewarded and get reparations for that, then how is it that the Democrats, when people were saying, well, what about reparations for foundational Black Americans? We can't just do anything specifically for Black people, where he's doing something specifically for a group of people.
So how you?
That's what I'm saying. He exposed. I'm not saying that they should get it or they shouldn't get it. I'm just saying that
how do you reason that Crawford doesn't feel the same way? How we know that? We don't know.
I don't know
what Crawford feels.
I can answer that question. I'm not going to sit up here and take a picture. Not only are you taking a picture with this guy, but what you're saying is like what this dude says. What do you expect from? Because he said just a kid from Nebraska who's able to take a picture with the president. You glorifying this dude. You deifying this dude as if that's something to take a picture with him. Like that, you should be the other way around. He probably should be wanting to take a picture with you. Listen, man, you the prize, man. Anyway, this new generation never understand how cool this stereo was back in the day. Absolutely not, man. Back in, I'll say the late 90s. I remember they stole mine out of mine. I was over there talking to Keisha. I went and Keisha, a little fine self. We go up in this Jamaican joint.
Dropping name.
Yeah,
Hey, Keisha, I'm sorry for whatever he's gonna say.
she know it ain't no big thing. I'm just telling the story. It ain't like anything jumped off. But anyway, I got to talking to her, and I'm not paying attention because I'm up in the parking lot. And so I threw my little detachable face up in the trunk, and then I go in a Jamaican spot with her. We in there for like because it's about to close. By the time I get back, my window's busted. They went in my trunk, took my detachable face, pulled out my stereo and all that.
Speakers too.
That was like this. Oh, and they stole my case with all. The thing was, this is what I was upset about. Because that was the second time somebody got me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, I just leave the door open. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to go get my window fixed and all of this type of stuff because So that was the frustrating thing. And I remember this one time. This is how bad. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when I go back home, you can't. Like you got to get your mentality back of being at home. You know, like around here, you don't have to. Man, it's been. I mean, I shouldn't say this. It'd be a whole bunch of times. I don't even lock my door. I go somewhere. I'm not even worried about anything. Around here, dude, I had a Seahawks. You remember they had the team jackets? Some dudes would have like the 49ers, but somehow I got my hands on the Seahawks. We used to get our hair cut at Jenkins Barbershop over there. I think it's off Locust. So I go over there and I just want to go ahead. I lock my door and I'm trying to hide my jacket, but a little bit of it's showing. I go in there to holler at Mr. Jenkins. I come back, somebody done hit the window, went inside the dang on what thing, got my jacket. The unfortunate thing is some dudes was getting shot for their jackets that particular time. I'm like, how are you going to shoot somebody and have a hole in the jacket? What, you going to wear the jacket with the hole in it? This stuff crazy.
That's going to be funny, but yeah, I got you.
That's how it was rough at that time, man.
I had one of the Pioneers too, man. It had the detachable plate, the face, and I had the, they put the thing in there so they can set the radio so it don't bounce around too much. Even though I hit a bump and it's still like pause. Then
I let the Alpine play, bumping from NWA. I always wanted to be Alpine because it was that line right there. But anyway, man, the average American has been to 4 of these cities. Which one of these cities have you not been to?
I would say I've never been to Orlando. A lot of cities I haven't been to. I'll tell you the cities I've been to. That's easier. Been in New York, been to Boston, been to Chicago, obviously DC, been to Los Angeles, been to New Orleans, been to Philly, and I've been to San Antonio.
The ones I haven't been to, Honolulu. And I was either gonna go to Japan or Hawaii on the way back, or Hong Kong. I was gonna do either one, but I ended up going to Japan. I went to Tokyo on the way back, so I had a day and a half in Japan when I went to Thailand that time. So I didn't go to Honolulu that particular trip. I haven't been to Seattle and Denver. I may have been there, but I'd never been there as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Because we used to always go on different trips and stuff like that. And I remember my father used to be like, "You been there?" I'm like, "I don't remember." You know what I'm saying? Because I remember him telling me that, "No, yeah, you went to not Alaska. What was that? What's that state way up there? Maine." He's like, "You been to Maine before?" I was like, "Nah, I don't remember that." Yep. So yeah, those are the ones I haven't been to. But I always want to set up a trip to go to Seattle and then also Portland, like a trip where you just do both of them. But we'll see. But I've been now, like I told you before, I don't really have aspirations to travel inside the country as much anymore. It's just more so places that I like to go, out of the country more so now. If you haven't done so already, man, make sure to like and sub button. I was talking to this little dude yesterday. I saw him like looking at some previews of the boots and Xander, and I was like, "Man, who you got?" He was like, I don't know, I never heard of the Xander dude before and whatnot. He's like, Boots is cool, but he like Tank. Tank is his guy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, if you ever want to, hear some boxing boxing conversations, man, hit Last Ones at the Bar, man. I said, type that in there and go ahead and hit sub. So he's sub. I didn't get to catch his name or anything like that.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out to young fella, man. Also, looking back, I'm gonna go through these relatively quickly, but these are historic fights. So if we would have came on last week, then you had that. We discussed that already. That was on June 17th, the first Oscar and Shane fight. The other fight was the Lennox Lewis versus Vitaly Klitschko. Do you remember that fight?
Oh yeah, I remember the hole in the eye and all that stuff. But Klitschko was working Lennox out, man. Lennox seemed like he was out of shape, man. He was stumbling back to the stool and stuff. But I guess when you have that type of power, sometimes they'll save you. And Klitschko, before that, he had that stigma because he quit again. They say he quit against Bird because his rotator cuff was messed up. So he was fighting against that. So that dude basically had a hole in his eyelid. I remember putting Vaseline through the hole. I'm like, this is insane. So that when people argue him arguing it, yeah, a fight like that should have been stopped. To save that man's career. But yeah, Lennox was on his way out. And he was like, I'm gonna retire and I'm not gonna rematch Klitschko.
No. So a couple of things that were at play here that a lot of people forget about. So Lennox was supposed to fight Kurt Johnson.
Yeah.
But Kurt Johnson ended up canceling the fight. He had about 2 weeks. And he like, well, just bring in this person, bring in Klitschko. Because they kept asking him to fight one of the Klitschkos. And that was an opportunity to do it. I was tripping. I'm like, dang, Lennox is a bad dude. Because why would you? Most people don't do that. Like short notice, you ain't going after somebody like Klitschko. But that's how confident that Lennox was. And so shout out to him for that. And then, like you said, Kurt Johnson is much shorter heavyweight, and he brings a different set of skills to the table. So I'm sure in preparation for Kurt Johnson, that made it more challenging to prepare for Vitaly. But Vitaly, he wasn't gonna quit in that fight. He was gonna have to kill Vitaly that day. Because I know that was eating at Vitaly all those years when they said he quit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, even with that eye, he's still over there like, no. I'm like, dude is a tough man. And like we mentioned earlier, we won't have to discuss it, but you mentioned this earlier, as far as the Buchanan and the Duran fight. That took place June 26, 1975, right? And then that's Lennox hitting him with a hard right hand. Now, the fight that I want to talk about is this one right here. What do you remember June 28th, 1997, the rematch between Holyfield and Tyson? Did you see that fight when it happened, or was it something that you saw later?
I saw it maybe a week after it happened. I heard about it when it happened. I saw it a week after it happened.
But you knew of it, like, approaching.
Oh yeah. Because I remember. I mean, I saw the first fight, and this fight, I kind of. It's interesting because maybe I was talking to wrong. I expected the same thing in the second fight. I couldn't believe that folks were, or even the consensus was that Tyson would win that fight, the second fight. Because after the first fight, that's all the confidence you need for Holyfield. You know, if you ain't gonna beat him on that lane, you're not gonna beat him on a rematch. But this fight, I think, it's good and bad for Tyson. It's good and kind of both, because it's infamous. So it means they gain immortality, and people remember this. If you remember nothing about either of these two guys, you remember this fight. But it's bad because you forget all the other stuff they did. When you're talking to somebody that's a casual fan or not a boxing fan at all, they know of this fight, but they don't know of all the other stuff that these two men went through, you know, before all this. You know what I'm saying? People forget Tyson had a whole career, you know. He was knocking people out all the time, you know. Holyfield is even worse because people forget. It's like people don't even know that he fought those fights with at cruiserweight with Kawhi, you know, stuff like that, you know.
I don't know people like that. I don't know people who wouldn't be familiar with these dudes careers because Mike Tyson's always been somebody that they always think that he's gonna be back the Mike that he was when he was rattling off those knockouts. It's like Mike Tyson. I'm like, dude, you know Mike Tyson is done, man. Like even after this, every time he get in the ring, he'll lose. They'd be disappointed.
He gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Knock this person. He gonna do that. I'm like, dude, Mike, that ain't the same Mike that you looking at. You know, he be fighting McKnight. You know, what's the dude name that end up losing to? McBride, I mean.
Oh, McBride.
Yeah. So, but going into the fight, you thought that Holyfield was going to be victorious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed when the fight started, Holyfield, Mike didn't like some of the lefts and rights that he was getting hit with by Holyfield. And I saw his legs do a little buckle. And once he did that, it's like the first, second round. Mike he made a business move where I'm not going to just get whooped on and knocked out because my pride is too much and my mystique. I don't want to lose out on my mystique. They already think I'm kind of crazy. So let me do something that's so crazy that they'll forget dude whooping on me, and then it'll be more so I got disqualified as opposed to me getting my butt whooped. Because I can tell as soon as he started like trying to push Holyfield, and then he's like, you know, he's holding and all this type of stuff. He started to do, because really, if somebody's doing something, that's the beauty of the sport of boxing, is that if you getting done wrong, something is happening. I got these right here where I can knock your butt out. You know what I'm saying? So why would I want to do something else when I'm fighting? You know what I'm saying? That don't make any sense. So that's when I was like, man, the first thing that came out of my mouth, I was like, Mike is a punk, man. And I didn't mean it like the fact that I'm just saying that was a punk move. You know what I mean? And I was very disappointed at Mike. And when we talk about the kid yesterday in his loss, how humble he was, how gracious he was. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a certain way that you approach things. And we'll talk more about that. But I didn't like that from Mike. So anyway, with this fight right here, Holyfield stopped him in 11th in the first meeting in 1996. And then the rematch was on the most infamous endings. After 2 rounds, the former champ bit Holyfield twice in round 3 and was disqualified by Mr. Fair But I'm Firm, Mills Lane. All right. National days. So last week, if we would have did this, man, it would have been National Selfie Day. I was going to tell you to make sure you take you a couple selfies. It was also Father's Day last week. That's you had a chance to visit your father.
No, I did not. I had a chance to talk to my father. I did visit because my father is in Detroit. I'll see him this weekend. But I did have a chance to visit my father-in-law.
Oh, okay. You skateboarder?
I'm not a skateboarder.
Oh, okay. And last week you should have got you a smoothie if you didn't do so already. Today is
smoothie guy.
Yeah. So today is a foodie day. So you go ahead and get you a nice little plate. Also, it's National Insurance Awareness Day. Make sure your insurance is on point. Mm-hmm. Also, National Alaska Day. You said you've been to Alaska before?
No, never been to Alaska.
Oh, okay. You have any aspirations on going out there?
I don't. But everybody tells me it's nice. They want me to.
Yeah. Maybe one of these days. If I catch a nice little, trip with lodging and everything, I might consider it. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Before we get into yesterday's information as far as the fight is concerned, what's the coldest photo you ever seen? From a boxing event.
Probably the Phantom Punch. Ali dropped a listing. It's like iconic.
Yeah, when he's over there like that.
Yeah, standing over.
Yeah, I think so. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. Before we because that's a lot that cover since we took off last week. But let's go ahead and recap the fight from yesterday, man. First, before we even talk about that, did you stay up for the whole thing?
I did stay up for the whole thing.
Okay, no naps?
I did not have I thought I was gonna have a nap because I ate some excellent Mexican food from El Paso, and I was full coming back home. But I stayed up and I soldiered on.
Man, you love that El Paso, don't you?
Oh yeah, man. I actually, you know what? As far as fajitas, I like San Antonio's more, but that's a little further. You know, El Paso, I just, block. I can walk there if I want to.
Oh, okay. So now Boots yesterday out there in Brooklyn dropped Xander Zayas 3 times. First in the first round, and then he dropped him a few others. And that second knockdown was a cold knockdown when he was stepping back, boom, and then he called him. Anywho, you got that, and then he's now a 2-time unified champion as WBA, WBO titles. He gave himself a C+ yesterday. What do you think about what would you give him in his performance, and then talk to me about the overall fight itself?
He's right. I would give him a C+. Kind of B- C+. I thought I did like his viciousness in him going after it. It's kind of layers to Boots, and Boots is somebody that I got to really think about because he went out there really trying to make a statement, and I feel like some of it was just Xander making the wrong move. Xander went in there thinking that, hey, this guy can't hurt me, I'm bigger, and I thought that's definitely the wrong game plan. And he went in there saying, I'm bigger, this guy can't hurt me. And he didn't really use his footwork and boxing ability as much.
I'm gonna pause you for a sec. I'm gonna pause because I disagree with that.
Okay.
But I'm saying we're giving a different perspective. You know what I thought it was? I thought what Xander was saying and doing was he was going to try to, what he said, make Boots uncomfortable. And so when he makes some of the mistakes that he makes, he'll be there to take advantage of those mistakes. The other thing I want, before you elaborate even any further, is you said that Boots came out trying to make a statement. Do you think that's just who Boots is going to be at 154? Because he's fought the same fight against Lima.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
But I feel like he was more so. I mean, he stepped on it more than he would have, like, let's say, in the Karen fight. He really stepped on it. But it's some things that I do feel like that is him, and that folks are making excuses for. And I'll get to that. But I feel like, but I don't want to distract from the way that, he definitely went in there to win this fight with a stoppage, and he went and got the stoppage. And I feel like Zayas, I think that first round and knocking Zayas down that first round was key, because Zayas never really got his confidence back. Now, he had rounds that he did really well in, did better in, but he never really, I feel like mentally, even when you look at his face when he was down, mentally, I knew he was out of it. Like, he's like, this is going wrong. And I knew it was downhill from then. But Zayas, to his credit, he definitely fought back in that third round. That was potential, round of the year contender, where Zayas was throwing some heat back. He was getting in there trenches with Boots, and he was able to snap Boots' head back. Then Boots came out the fourth round, just really, really put it on Zayas and really tried to stop him in the fourth round. But Zayas, to his credit, he kind of still trying to compose himself, and he kind of extended himself. I think for the next 2 rounds until he was finally stopped in the 7th. The thing about Boots, I'm always gonna be in the middle. Like, you have folks say he's trash, all that, and he will get stopped by all these different people.
What do you think? So
I'm saying, some people say he's trash. Then some people saying he's a pound for pound performance. He's gonna be the next big thing. He'll beat all these different people. Blah blah blah. I'm somewhere in the middle, because I feel like some of the marketing is kind of like, Boots is a beast to me. But however, I think some of the marketing is, hey, I get hit because I'm allowing myself to get hit. And I'm like, we've seen this for like 3, 4, 5 fights. This is not a choice to me. And even if it is, that could be a flaw, because you can mentally have a flaw. If your pride allows you to get hit because you're trying to go for a knockout, that's a flaw, and somebody can take advantage of that flaw. It's almost like I'm a movie guy. Like, I watch Back to the Future. It's a character, Marty McFly. The frustrating thing about that movie is, if somebody calls him a chicken, this dude will go out his way to do something that he shouldn't even be doing, because somebody called him a chicken, and he would take that to heart and say, I'm gonna prove to you that I'm not a chicken. And I feel Boots is kind of has that mentality, like, I'm gonna prove that I can take a shot. I'm prove to be that can do this.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going it gets the wrong person. That pride can get you clipped.
Let me talk a little bit about
let me finish first. Let me finish first. Let me finish the point. Yeah. And then, and some of his marketing, like they try to compare him to certain fighters that I think he's not like. Like they always try to say he's kind of like Bud. I think Bud's a little sharper defensively and doesn't get hit on that level by just anybody. I think Boots, if you want to compare Boots to somebody, I feel like even last night I was looking at him, I was like, and this is even a different level because this is Zayas, but I feel like he's kind of like he like Shane Mosley in a way, where Shane Mosley always frustrates me because he'll get his neck snapped back by shots by fighters I think he's better than, and he would get popped, but he wouldn't get hurt though. Like I'm seeing from Ennis, and it was on a certain level. Like a lot of that stuff with Shane Mosley didn't really show up until he got to a certain level, but it was fighters like even Miguel Cotto. I thought that he had the skills to beat him, Miguel Cotto, and he was getting hit by jabs and shots.
These dudes are like really like all time great stuff. Like this,
yeah, exactly.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think you're going a little bit further.
I'm just trying to give an analogy of why that he's more like this type of fighter than that type of fighter. He's not a slick fighter, and he's not making a choice to not be slick. To me,
we're on these dudes' level, man. So again, that's the reason why I was saying like let's bring it in, because the marketing that they're doing from that's just the Eddie Hearn special, sir. Like no, I don't know anybody who knows boxing who really is going to validate him being other than what we see. He's not no dude in their right mind is going in there to get hit, or I'm going in there because I'm trying to take you out, I'm going to get hit. That's his style. That's the way he fights. He's not going to change much of what it is you see. He's a guy who's going to rely on his instincts. He's going to rely on his reflexes, but he has holes in his defense. Sometimes you may clip him. It's just a matter of who has power enough to get him out of there, or if you touch him up, he's going to come back. Like he's going to come back with his stuff. Are you going to be able to get him out of there even when he comes back with his barrage of punches that he's going to come back? Because it's going to come. But at the same time, somebody may be able, who's more skilled than Xander Zayas, may be able to mitigate some of the stuff that he likes to do. It's just that Zayas wasn't able to do because one, Zayas gets hit a lot himself. And then two, with Zayas, he just doesn't have the firepower to be able to keep up with Boots. Other guys will. Like you might have some dudes in there, they may not be as athletic as Zayas, but they're more fundamentally sound. And they're gonna set Boots up to get clipped. He's very vulnerable. He's all that, and the way his demeanor is, it's like I'm the cash cow. Well, they didn't say the cash cow. I'm the one that these guys got to go through. Like it seemed like he just said a lot of stuff that it's cookie cutter stuff. It's not like you really thinking this stuff through. Even the way he fights, it's not something that if he's gonna go in there with a game plan to be able to do this or do that, make the adjustments here or make the adjustments there. That third round, he getting hit flush, and he just seemed like a dude who's a talented dude who just has certain vulnerabilities. And the other thing that I want to say about Boots is this. See, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why I was sending the information about Xander, like and Steel. You know why I was saying that? Because I would prefer for Xander Zayas to win that fight. The only reason I was preferring for Xander Zayas to win is because I know Xander Zayas is gonna try to fight the best dudes. I don't know what Boots is going to do. I don't know how he's going to try to play this out in order to avoid who he needs to avoid. I don't know if some of it is him, but his people are going to try to do certain things where you're not getting him fighting the best opposition. So I know Xander's going to do it. That's the thing. And you've been avoiding guys way too long, man. And I knew somehow, some way that was going to be the fight that we were going to get. I was just hoping. I just had my fingers. I said, hope this kid. Last thing I'm going to say about that, too, is even in defeat, listen, man, I don't have any kids. But if I had me a kid, that stuff that Xander Zayas said after the fight was over with, that's how I would want my son. to conduct himself.
Absolutely. Class. A lot of class, man.
A lot of class and a lot of realness as far as, man, you go for it sometimes. Sometimes you're not successful.
Yeah, they make excuses or nothing.
Nah, he said that as far as the weight, people saying they said, no, I'm going to take some time off. We're going to consider maybe I might come back at 154, 160. No excuse for that. He even was saying that, I was in promotion. I said you was flat-footed, not flat-footed, but he's just showing love. That showed me the humility. The other thing, too, is I hearken that, and you took the fight. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's going in there undaunted, not scared. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm going to live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? If I don't, I'm just not good enough at this time to mess with this dude. But I'm going to, wipe myself off, dust myself off, and I'm going to get back in that gym, and I'm going to go after it again. That's what you want in these dudes. Not all of this nonsense when these dudes are figuring out ways to avoid guys. Xander Zayas always going to have a support in me. But anyway, what else you have as far as
you gain more respect for Xander Zayas after yesterday?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because of the fact that, like I said, the way he conducted himself throughout the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Being outgunned. He knew he was out. Well, you knew he was.
Yeah. I'll say you something I was impressed with Zayas is that one is toughness, that he did fight back, and he did, he showed that he had a little bit of dog in him. And for normally up that early and they end up in a fight like that, they shrink back and they just crumble. He was showing that, hey, I might be crumbling, but I'm still going to push against the grain. And he almost basically hurt Boots. So that showed me something. So that's why I say I don't think he's ruined, or I don't think he's not going to be the same. I think he might even come back harder, based off of what I saw.
First thing is you got to move up. That's the first thing. You got to get out of that weight class. That's not a good situation, because at that weigh-in he looked dead. You know what I mean? It looked like he hydrated good because he's 23. But at the same time, you can't keep doing that stuff to your body. And you know who I like better before? Salute Cindy Benjamin.
Yeah, salute.
You know who I like before? The skinnier Xander. Like Xander was more fluid when he was skinnier.
Yeah.
The more bulky he got, the more like he seems more stiffer.
Yeah, but I think that's not even him intentionally doing it. I think that's really because the dude's like in the early 20s. Growing.
Oh, Cindy, this is Shane, brother.
Oh, what up?
Oh, okay. What's going on now? What's Shane up to? He chilling? Make sure you hit that like and sub though if you haven't done so, Cindy Benjamin. As far as Jaron dismisses Virgil, I think this is projection right here. He gets hit a lot. He gets hurt a lot. Yeah,
what I saw, man, that fight would be fire. Like, I ain't gonna say that Boots will lose it or who's gonna win it, but
somebody that's it's not going to distance.
Yeah, it's not going to distance, but I don't think it's a wipeout. Like, I think it's
going. It
could
be. It could be. That could end.
Both guys gonna get hit in that fight.
And both guys could go to sleep, which would be a wipeout. Like that could be a
like that in that sense, yeah. But I don't think it's gonna be a domination. You know what I'm saying? I can't see either guy dominate the other.
Here's what you do against Boots. This is what I think guys should do. And Xander, because Xander really, the way he fights, I thought he was having more success when he boxed a little bit and picked his spots.
That was making me mad because he wasn't boxing this.
Hey, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, he just over there like going blow for blow. You don't have that type of firepower to be keeping up with Boots. The other thing, though, is that you can't exchange too early. Like, he started trying to exchange like that first round. That's what be getting those dudes in trouble. Is dude got some good reflexes. Here's the thing with Boots. If they wouldn't, I don't like for somebody to oversell somebody, and they overselling Boots to me when they lumping him up in there with Crawford and those guys. Don't do that, man. He's not there. Like he's not on that level. Oh, he's the most avoided and blah 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 this and that. When I seen dude avoiding some people himself, don't do me like that. He's the best guy at this division. I'll prove it. No, show me. Don't sit up here and just tell me he the best. And if you look, at the rankings, Xander Zayas is probably top 5, top 6. He's not up there with like as far as how they rank the dudes, like the champions and stuff like that. Like everybody, he's like 5, 6 on the rankings worldwide. So don't go in there and whoop the best dudes. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see what Cindy Benjamin is saying. This is Shane. Shoot me a link for an exclusive announcement. I'm gonna shoot you the link for sure. Good buddy. That's right. Boom. That's that right there. All right, man. Let me go ahead and let me go to the other part. So what's come? Yeah, I'm sleeping, Jaron. If I get him like that, I promise you, I get him out of there. What do you think, man?
If he hurts Boots like Xander's did, if he ends up in a situation that Xander had Boots in, I can see Virgil Ortiz stopping Boots. Yes,
that's why I said yes. I said, dude, yes, I can see him dropping Boots. You know why I said that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I went back and I saw the Kieran fight, that second Kieran fight, and he was getting tagged, and I'm like, it's no way a guy at that level should be tagging you that consistently. And Boots was
want to get tagged, yeah, because you want to be tagged. That's the problem I have with it.
I never subscribe to that. It's no person. I've never seen anybody outside of somebody who has like a steel chin. And let's say, for instance, Mayorga. Remember, Mayorga used to let dudes hit him.
Yeah.
He was just a crazy dude. He wasn't no guy like who had any skill. If you're a skillful person, you're not letting nobody just tee off on you like that. That's the man right there, Sugar Shane. What's going on with you, baby?
Oh man, how y'all doing?
Man, we just over here revisiting that Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas fight. You check it out yesterday?
They left him, huh?
Yes, sir. What you think, though? What do you think about the performance? What would you give Boots out of A, B, C, or D?
I don't know. I kind of with you. I ain't seen that much from him yet. He ain't shown me. They're presenting him like he's I don't know. I don't know who I would go with next.
Yeah. And this is a new day, man, in the sport of boxing. But I know you're on here to tell us about. You got an important announcement, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was watching Ty just out of the blue the other day, and Ty, in this corner podcast, and I seen the second interview he done with and What the Heck Bet, right?
Yes, sir.
He happens to be from Tennessee, and he's making a comeback at 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking now. I'm training. I've been training for a minute now. I'm making a comeback, and I'm looking to get in that ring at 40. Oh yeah, hands looking good. I'm looking to do at least 1 or 2 boxing matches and a few cage fights. Been training hard, like regularly sparring, looking good. Shout out to the clubs and everything,
So when are you looking to get in there?
It'll be about 6 months or so. I should be ready.
Hey, is there any way Vail can walk you out with one of his songs? Vail got a new CD out.
No, Shane can walk out his own song. Shane can walk out. I got you though. I got you. You want me here, but hey, you good enough to do. You can do your own. You can walk out. Just put the
Come on, man. Listen, don't do the Roy Jones or whoever that was. Just worry about your fight, man.
Yeah. You got to conserve that energy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's definitely some major news, man. So you're gonna do that out there in Tennessee?
Yes. Possibly Missouri. I might get licensed for Missouri as well. Because I live right on the border, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Just make sure that we up on it so we can.
Oh yeah, I want you guys covering it. I'm gonna shoot y'all training footage. Hopefully get out to the fights and everything if possible.
Most
We
definitely.
might talk about it over the time and plan it out to where I want last ones at the bar and in this corner, to be able to cover it exclusively and everything. I do plan at some point to go out there and meet Mr. Beck and train with him if possible. Just for a week or some days, or just getting to know him and get some content and get some good training. Because he's a good fighter and a very good coach. Also, since I'm looking to do cage fighting as well, he's also a black belt and just bring some real unique stand up. One thing I've done well with in cage fighting was mostly the stand up department. Because like it seemed like a foreign concept to most of the MMA fighters around here.
Yeah.
And
You ever think about Muay Thai?
yeah, it's just not. I like it. I do a lot of it, but it's not very competitive around here. It's hard to find fights for it around this area. But yeah, I would say, especially in the cage, that's more of my stand up style too. Than my traditional boxing style. But it just a lot of times it depends on the opponent and their approach. And in the cage, a lot of times around here at my level, it's a foreign department for them anyway. Like it's more one-dimensional fighters that I've come across most of the time. They have some concept of it, but they're not like UFC level, where even at UFC level, you say those guys they probably can't beat a state champion or something at boxing.
Yeah, when I was in Thailand, I was in Patong, and on Thursdays, I want to say it might be Thursdays and Fridays. It might be every day. I don't know. I went on a Thursday. I think it's one day a week that they don't have it. But you will go to their stadium, and they'll start. Let's say, for instance, they start about 5 p.m. all the way up until about maybe 10 or 11 o'clock at night. They have these matches. They start out with the little dudes. Little dudes be like 60 pounds. So they'll start out with them. Then they'll go to the next ones, the 75 and under. Then they'll have their little fights. Then they go all the way up to the heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? So they'll have a matchup that they have. And it's a nice little event that they do. The heavyweight champ that I saw, I didn't like him. I dislike the dude so much. I was thinking about to start the train myself so I can get back out there to fight the dude. Because he was fighting kind of dirty a little bit, but he always going around with his hands up like this. And he was beating up on this chubby little dude that he was fighting. But no, that's cool out there. As a matter of fact, when I first came back here and I go to my spot, it's a little place that I go to called San Antonio's. And the bartender who was down there, he was prepping to go to Thailand to get in one of those matches. Yeah. So that's something to consider too, man.
Yeah, definitely. And, my children they're coming up, and my son Seth. I don't know how much I've talked about him, but my oldest son Seth is 6, about to be 7. He's competing already for a regional championship in baseball on the All-Stars.
Oh,
and he's also been the MVP for soccer. He's an incredible athlete, fighting something I love. To me personally, I want them to at least see me and experience me going through these things too. Yeah. I feel like that's a good way to approach it for them to go down that same path, because then they're more inclined to trust you, believe you, and listen to you. Mm-hmm. I always took it personally when I seen baseball coaches and stuff that hadn't actually been on that pitcher's mound out there giving crap to the guy that's on the mound. Like if you ain't experienced it, I'm not saying you can't be an expert or you can't have an opinion on it, but being the guy shouting at the guy, you need to at least experience to some level what he's going through.
Right. No, that's real.
I feel like at 40, it's been a long time. I've done a lot of training, but I haven't been hit a lot. I do a lot of virtual sparring and stuff. I haven't been punched a lot, so I don't have a lot of cognitive issues or anything. I feel like my mind is very sharp. From what I've seen on average, my muscle fiber and my reflexes are pretty good. Compared to even a 20-year-old, and that's typically an older fighter. That would be like the thing that would be on the most decline. I'm a heavyweight. Power's the last thing to go. I'm a heavyweight because I don't see me making anything less than 225, so like that would be incredibly light for me. I would probably look anorexic if I was like 225 pounds, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But they doing away with the bridge weight, so you can't go for that weight class more. Let me ask you this question, a few questions before we let you go, man. What's fight style do you have? Who are you similar to? Who do you look at sometimes to be like, you're trying to take a little bit from him or them because that kind of fits and suits your fight style?
And boxing?
Yeah.
Well, I would say somewhat Floyd Mayweather, and somewhat I'm trying to take it to the highest level. I pay a lot of attention to Amir Khan. Like movement wise, I do a lot of things similar, and I'm somewhat approach it from the Mike Tyson perspective of peekaboo style because I'm around the same height, same size and everything, able to get under, get low, do more of a peekaboo type of style.
Yeah.
I fight the most common guard that I use, I would say, would be like Philly shell. I jab like Winky Wright.
You got a lot of good attributes. I'm saying?
I'm not saying I'm as good as Winky Wright even remotely, but like that's to a pattern,
right?
Movements around.
Yeah.
In the cage, though, I would say I have more of a traditional Muay Thai stance and kickboxing style, similar to, say, Israel Adesanya.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely swift and quick for a heavyweight,
So you trying to do both?
Yes.
Trying to have. Okay. Yeah, that's take your time, man. Make sure that you're healing yourself too. You're getting your rest in and working smarter, not harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't tear anything, and then that kind of prolongs your opportunity to get back, inside the ring.
Yeah.
You got any questions for Sugar Shane when he made that major announcement, Vail?
No, man, just looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to supporting any way we can, man. And good luck to you.
We definitely gonna do some stuff. I was probably come out with some shirts, the last one at the bar shirt. At least have it on my stuff and everything. But we'll talk about it.
We'll talk, man. Keep us posted, all right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. That's Sugar Shane right there, ladies and gentlemen. Sugar Shane. I'm looking
forward back, guys. Good to see you.
All right, you too, good brother. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Vail. If you give us the information in a timely manner, we might be able to pull up. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
Oh yeah.
All right, so let me go ahead and move on. That's good news, man. You got you rapping. You got Sugar Shane back in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a slacker, man. I'm not doing anything.
Man, we know you got your thing. You just sometimes you just working on it. That's what you do.
No, man. Listen, man. All I'm asking for is let me go ahead and get a slot. You know what I'm saying? Can I spit a hot 16 on a?
I think this one. You know what?
It's your little feature, man. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly. Anybody get a feature? I think this first one was just to get it out, and I feel like if I waited on features, I never would have gotten it out.
Man, I'm like, as soon as you tell me, I can go ahead and get it.
I got you. But it was just more so. It's a different type of album. I think the second one, that's why I planned it to be in 2 volumes. The second one is like all out. You know what I'm saying? People who want to be involved, they're gonna be involved.
I'm saying, man, when when I'm on the mic, they dread when I'm locked in. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, you didn't catch that right there. When they dread when I'm locked. But anyway, man, this right here was who would you go with in a fight between Julian, the Hawk Jackson, Jaron Boots Ennis?
I'll just I'll say this, man. Boots better decide not to get hit in this fight.
The man is not deciding to get his. Let's stop. Knock it off.
He better, because if you get clipped, that's what I was thinking. I wasn't even thinking about Julian Jackson. I was thinking about what if, because it was a lot of hype about him fighting Bud Crawford, and people were saying, hey, he might be that guy. And I'm like, man, I see a difference. Like, if you somebody who decides not to move your head in a fight and Bud hurts you, and
he's
Bud
not.
like
I need you to stop saying he's deciding to not move his head.
Okay.
He isn't. He just don't do it.
If this is the third round, Bud had him like that, man. And let's say Boots surprisingly came back in the fourth. The way you can say the exact same way he did against Zayas. Bud stopped him in the fifth. Period. It's happening.
He not getting the stuff off against Bud like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Bud is not going to let you. Zayas is limited in terms of what he's going to be able to do. It's just, that's the reason why I said he might get caught with a left hook, because Zayas tends to likes to exchange with his opponents. The Barroso, whatever the dude name was he fought last fight, was catching him a lot.
But it would be a bad style for Boots if I'm not saying the current version of him, but if he was at 154, maybe like a version of him like maybe 6-7 years ago, I think Jamel Charlo would be a bad style for Boots, because I think Jamel's the type of person that would clip you.
He's gonna clip him, man. He's not. Listen, Boots is okay. Like, the thing about Boots is, if he has somebody he has like a beat on, he's gonna look great. He's gonna be doing some athletic stuff. But when you go beneath the surface, see, the other thing too, when he says that I'm having fun, I don't think he has another game. You know how, like, when he's looking in the crowd, he's doing it. I think that's just how he fights. It's not like I'm doing that because of the fact that I'm styling on this dude that much. It's just, that's how he fights. I think what you see is what you get. As far as Boots concerned, the vulnerabilities are always going to be there, but also the dynamic side of him too, where he's always in a fight because he has certain attributes. He can hit you with certain shots, But again, I land that more towards Zayas yesterday, because he could have slowed things down a little bit more, where Boots probably would have been missing a lot more and maybe tired himself out a little bit, slightly. But he was just always there. He was always humble for the rumble, and that was his problem. And you can't do that when you limit it like that against somebody who's more dynamic than you are. Did you see Emilio Vargas?
I actually did. I was watching and it kept like just messing up on me. And as soon as I came back, I changed the channel. I came back and that fight was over.
It's a pretty early stoppage, but I think that Emilio's probably the best Vargas boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got some stuff. He kept hitting him with left hands.
He's the best what?
Vargas kid.
Oh, Vargas kid. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he won. He wants to. I wanted to say he wants. What is it? The kid from Cambosis. I think he wants Cambosis next. Also, your boy Ben Whitaker, man. He got a second round stop. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Was that stoppage too early? Man, it was. Like, dude just got hurt a little bit. He had a quarter.
The ref looked at his eyes. Like, I don't know what he saw in his eyes, but I mean,
he saw Eddie Hearn. He was looking past him and looking at Eddie Hearn. He stopped the hell out of that fight. That boy wasn't hurt like that. And then Ben came to America, man. He conquered. But check this out. This is what Eddie Hearn is saying. Position himself for a world title. Who is this dude beating, man? Like, we got the Conor Benz. We got they just be making these.
But you know what? Look, if they say if Eddie Hearn's saying position for a world title, yeah, put him in there. Put him in there with that champion. Put him in there with Bivol. Put him in there with Beterbiev.
They're not gonna do that.
Well, he ain't. Then
No,
well,
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You jumping the gun. Somebody's gonna get stripped, and then they're gonna let him fight somebody you never heard of, and then what's going is gonna want to fight either Benavidez or something. Something's gonna happen where he's gonna want to fight the bigger names for the bigger money. Gonna strip him of another title. This dude gonna get 2 championships with somebody you never heard of before, and they're gonna be calling this dude a 2-belt champion.
mhm.
That's how they doing it now. Like, who the hell? Do you remember who Zayas beat for the belts? No, you don't, because he wasn't anybody that the dudes that Zayas beat for the belts. Nobody would get any credit for beating those dudes, but he got 2 belts out of it though. This stuff is nutty, man. A couple of weeks ago, Aston Sylvie outpointed Jojo Diaz. You see that fight?
No, I actually didn't see that.
No, I didn't see it either. I ain't tripping off that. And then also Oscar Collazo, you know what I'm saying? You was taking a dump on him, even though he's one of them little fellas. He looks good though, man. He's a good fighter.
Yeah, that was a good knockout. They put that dude to sleep.
Put him to sleep, and y'all over there talking about some he ain't ready to be in this or that. Like, come on, man, give a little fella some slack, man.
Hey, I might have to stand corrected.
Stand corrected, man. What's coming is calling out Shakur. This a little too much. This might be a little too early. Liam Paro edged Lewis Crocker to win an IBF belt on Wednesday. Did you see that?
No, I heard about it, but I didn't see it. You saw it was a good fight.
No, I'm not interested unless they find somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? Well, what they did was it positioned Paro as being an IBF champ. So you see the man right there, Devin Haney, and then you got the other 2 dudes, Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia. So those are your champions. It'd be nice. See, Paro is he probably one of the smallest 147-pound fighters I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. That belt right there is going to suit him well, though, because with the rehydration and all that type of stuff. So he's always going to be game, in those fights against the bigger guys because they might be depleting themselves a little bit. And then that's pretty much it, man, as far as the results. Tonight, though, well, let's go to next week. We're not going to predict this fight because Joe Cordina is charged with assault after U.S. visa denial, and he was supposed to fight Abdullah Mason. But you got a gentleman named Bell who's going to replace Joe Cordina, after he was whooping on people, assaulting people. Now, he should be the face of that type of violence, so that's how they would do us, Like, why does he do this? He messed his whole career up. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, next week you got him and I think your boy gonna fight there too. What's the kid name from Brooklyn? He's like a bantamweight. Carrington. Is it Bruce Carrington? Yeah, Carrington is gonna be fighting on that card. Yeah. That should be a pretty good fight. Shoo. Yeah, Shoo Carrington. Yep. So he'll be fighting. But anyway, tonight is going to be the rematch. Edwin De Los Santos against Rayo in the 12-round super. Is it super lightweight or is it going to be a lightweight? I thought it was going to be a lightweight. I could be wrong.
I thought it would be a super lightweight. They probably show it here. Go down a little bit.
It showed it says super lightweight, but I thought when I saw it that it was at lightweight. But anywho, you got Edwin De Los Santos. Whatever happened, he's from Dominican Republic. Whatever happened to that dude who used to look like Muhammad Ali in the ring that Frank Martin whooped on? Remember? He was from Dominican.
Martin, was it?
Not
I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about because then he
fought Frank Martin.
Oh, okay.
Frank Martin beat him.
Yeah,
but then I never seen
Frank Martin got his.
I never seen him afterwards. Is what I'm saying. Anyway, at that time you had a lot of dudes from Dominican Republic. You had Hector Garcia. You had who had won a belt around that time. You had the dude who whooped on Gary Antoine Russell at that time. He won him a belt. Then you had De Los Santos who was whooping on Rayo at that time. So it was a lot of dudes, and you had the dude who looked like Muhammad Ali. It was like, dang, Dominican Republic got some guys. But he's 5'8", 70-inch reach out of Santo Domingo. That's like they New York out there in the Dominican Republic. 17-2 with 15 KOs. He's coming off a first-round knockout against Elias Chavez. And then also one of the few guys who gave Shakur all he can handle. You see that one card right there, 113, 115, and then the 112, 116s. And I thought that was a really close fight. Shakur lost a lot of fans in that fight too because he was very apprehensive. You got José Valenzuela's 15-3, 1 KO loss. That KO loss was to my main man, De Los Santos. Call him Rayo, 27 years of age, 5'9", 69-inch reach. And he's coming off a victory against Diego Torres Nunez. That was also a Zuffa fight. And then he got whooped on by Gary Antoine Russell. And then he got the belt about a year ago in August against Isak Cruz. What do you think is going to happen, man, in this rematch?
I think this is going to be a crazy fight. This guy has the potential to be fight of the year. I'm not sure if it will or won't, but it has potential because both guys they punchers, and it's interesting because I think De Los Santos has the stronger chin, so he's the bigger puncher, but Rayo can't hurt him. He was hurting him in the first fight, and to be honest, I thought that stoppage was a little early in the first fight. I feel like Rayo was still dangerous, like for Santos. And I feel like because he's been active and Santos hasn't, I think he's going to be even more dangerous in this fight. So I think this is going to be an exciting fight. All things equal, I would give Santos the advantage, but because of his inactivity, I think Rayo, I think he's going to throw less punches, and he's going to give Rayo too many opportunities. I think Rayo is going to try to put the stamp on it. I say he's going to stop him kind of early. I say Rayo is probably going to stop him in the 4th round.
My biggest fear is De Los Santos' inactivity. But he does have explosive one-punch power, excellent counter with that left hand. You got that radar on that left hand, and more technically compact than he was in their first fight, it looks like, based on what it is that I saw in his last fights that he had. And also
Miguel Rivera, that's who we were thinking about.
Rivera. And then also De Los Santos, he can make opponents pay for every mistake that they make. Like I say, that left hand is something special. Rayo, on the other hand, he's better. Like at that time when they fought back in 2022, I think Rayo was a little green. He was kind of like trying to figure things out. He was talented. He just still was a little boy, you know what I'm saying, to a certain degree. And I think he's improved his defense with the fights against Cruz, with the fights against in his last fight that he fought. And he's more patient, you know, after working his way back to that world title. Also, you got factor, and he got that longer reach and the sharp jab. But he was getting clipped a lot against Gary Antoine Russell, where he looked like Russell was just too big and too strong for him. Better conditioning and IQ and ring IQ than he had in their first encounter as well. Here's the X factor, though. What got Rayo in trouble was his willingness to exchange with De Los Santos. This time, Willie stayed more disciplined because he was way too reckless. But I think it's because he had some success in dropping De Los Santos that he thought that he could do it again. And so he kept his willingness to stay in those exchanges. I'm going to say this, man. De Los Santos, I think he also needs to be patient too, but he has a savvy, innate ability to counter Rayo's jab and also attack that body and capitalize whenever Rayo overcommits. Sometimes some people just have another person's number. And that's what I'm going to go with in this fight. Even though De Los Santos hasn't been fighting as much, Rayo has fought at the higher level recently. It's just going to boil down to that person just has your number. So I'm going to say 8th round TKO victory for Edwin De Los Santos. And that's going to be a lot of Sammy Sosa cocktails for him back over there in the Dominican Republic. You ever have a Sammy Sosa?
No, I have not.
Let me show you what they look like. Let me pull this up real quick. So when you go to Dominican Republic, you and your wife, one of these days, y'all should go on a cruise. Not a cruise, but go to a resort. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then once you go out there, they're the nicest people in the world. They're going to be taking care of you. But I'm going to put Sammy Sosa drink. So here, this is what it looks like. So when you over there, it looks like this right here. You see that?
Okay, I've seen it before.
Yeah, they delicious, man. They delicious. You had that at their resort, and then you can go to like the pool. They got like the happy hour, but it's in the pool. So anytime you want you another drink, you just go over there and swim over there, get you another drink. I had Boots. So Andy heard this. I had Boots with a 6-round stoppage, but they never listened. Okay. De Los Santos is going to beat. Wow. You think so, Adam? Even after that long layoff and Rio has been more active, fighting against better opposition. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that, but I think Santos is going to wait too many times. Like, Santos doesn't throw a lot of punches neither, though. I think Rio has more activity, and I feel like Rio is more fresher, and that's why.
How is he more fresh? He's got whooped on by Gary Antoine Russell.
Yeah, but he was in there with Gary Antoine Russell, who's De Los Santos been in there with.
De Los Santos is doing what Bud did when Bud was letting everybody else get.
Yeah, but
no, what I'm saying, the strategy. So
yeah,
he's getting all washed up by fighting all of these different dudes. Now he a little bit, all them training camps and stuff like that. He might not be, what he was before. Even though I think that he's better. I should say he's better now. I think that he's more seasoned.
Yeah, he's more
than he
seasoned.
was when they fought the last time, because the first time that they fought, he was just that youthful exuberance where he was just trying to go, punch for punch. Yeah. And I don't know if he knew De Los Santos could crack like that.
Yeah, he was surprised. Initially, I thought that De Los Santos would win this fight when they first announced it. But the more I look at the first fight, I'm like, man, I can't get out of my head even Rio hurting Santos. If he can hurt Santos, I think a fresher version of him can stop Santos.
All right, man. 8th round knockout, man. So, the only thing is, I'm going to say this, and I'm not taking a dump on my guys from Dominican Republic. You just never know when they gonna tuck their tail on you. You just never know. Like, they can act real macho and tough, but it might get to a point when they just be like, okay, and then they whole demeanor change, and it's like he's like, whoa, that's like, how you end up just doing a 180 like that? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. If Rio crack him enough, he might end up getting that out of him. All right, man. I haven't did the numbers, but you've been doing a lot of capping lately, so I don't know. I got to go back and see what the actual numbers are. But anywho, man, as far as the boxing topics are concerned, I'm gonna start off with this right here. You got your boy Abal Khajiit. He's been elevated to champion. They confirmed the WBC that he's the heavyweight champ. And the reason why is because Usyk has relinquished all of his titles to clear path for the division. What do you think about that? You think that Usyk, even though he's about to fight what he's saying is his last fight, is that a good gesture, or do you think that he should honor those belts? You know what I'm saying?
Well, optimally, he should honor those belts in the last fight. But I think I think he just wants to have the freedom to choose his last fight and not get stripped.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he don't want to get stripped because you know how these. You know what? If people say, hey, maybe he should fight this person, that person, regardless of who he fights, he's losing one of those titles, at least one of those titles. Even if he fought a mandatory for one belt, he's probably gonna lose the other belt. so he's losing something, regardless.
Yeah, that's fine. We get all that. We're saying, do you think that he got the belts? Should the man fight for the belts or whatever and at least take one of the mandatories of the belts that he have? Is he obligated to do that? I'm saying not. He's not. But I'm just saying,
as a champion, he should. As a champion, he should. To me. So
you're disappointed in him?
I'm kind of disappointed because I'm like, it just shows like, hey, sometimes you gotta pass that torch, man. and if you're good enough, you ain't gotta pass the torch. You just move out and put the torch down.
Mm-hmm. This is what it's a couple of things that are at play here. One, generally speaking, I didn't like it just on face value. And the reason why I didn't like it, because he didn't look so hot against Verhoeven. And so it's just on appearance, it looks like this dude might get me. So instead of me allowing that opportunity for Cabal to get me now, let me get rid of my belts and fight somebody who I want to fight. That's what it could look like to some. Until I found out that he wanted to fight Wilder, which makes total sense. That puts a cap on his class of guys that he wasn't really in their class, but the guys that he whooped on, the Joshuas, Furies, and people like that, then it makes sense to say that I whooped all of those dudes who were supposed to figure out who the man of that era was. I'm the one who went through all of them. So now that makes sense for him to be able to do that as far as Oleksandr Usyk is concerned. So shout out to Usyk, man. You know what I mean? That's an honorable thing to do, I think, if you're looking at it through that lens. The other thing is Verhoeven, he can't, get a match back with him because he was denied the appeal that he had. Also, the other week, man, some of these topics that I have on here, it didn't turn out to be a whole bunch, but I left them on here even if they were from previous week. Your boy Timothy Bradley, he's not with you. He blasted Shakur for going silent after Devin Haney accepted the 144-pound demand.
Hey, I'm about to change my tune on Shakur a little bit now, because Shakur is like, I don't know, man. Now this dude, because now he's going back disrespecting, legends, saying that Sugar Ray Robinson was trash. He already said, like, who's Marvin Hagler? I'm like, okay, all right. Maybe he called Sugar Ray Robinson trash. I'm like, you wish you had a quarter of Sugar Ray Robinson's career. So Shakur, man, it's a weird case because the dude is talented. He has ring IQ, but something is not clicking up there.
So I've been trying to say, you can tell he's one of those guys who likes to pick and choose who it is that he fights. In some cases, he'll quickly accept the challenge. And then in some cases, he puts demands on certain fighters. I don't like that in a dude, man. When I hear that, this is what I see. You know what I'm saying? He quacks before he attacks. That's Shakur Stevenson right there. He's a hater. He's reluctant on facing certain guys. That's why I hold dudes like Xander Zayas in high regard, because you want to know who it is who's the best. Don't sit up here just because you lost. See, it's a difference in me losing, and I didn't like to lose, but I'm still willing to challenge myself, and I train the way I train because I don't want to taste that defeat that I had for him in the amateurs when he was crying and stuff like that. So as opposed to me challenging myself with somebody who could potentially whoop on me, I prefer to fight dudes who I know I got advantages over. He always does that. If you look, when Devin Haney, they offered him a certain amount of money to fight for all of the belts at 135. He's on an interview and he's saying he Birdman hand rubbing, talking about some, he's gonna be drained if he fight me. That's all you thinking about, good brother, is having an advantage over this dude in order to get in the ring with him. See, that's when I see that. That's what I'm saying. Like most guys, if you really that dude, you don't think like that. I don't care what we get in the ring and you can't beat me, because you know why? Skills pay the bills. And you talking about one of the best bill pair in the game right here. I got money for all of the bills. That's what I'm saying, man. They don't think like that, man. You want to talk about Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. Gervonta orders, so the WBA ordered that. They had named Tank and Champion in recess, but then now Kid Austin and his father, they said that they got the belt now because Tank's not going to fight him. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Tank Tank is one of those guys that I believe he's going to fight again when he actually signs to fight again and gets in that ring. I think he got too many troubles. I think.
Nah, see, there you don't do that. Don't do that. This is the thing. See, what he does is this. So he didn't want to fight that dude. He didn't want to fight no Kid Austin. He didn't want to fight him. So now the fact that instead of me accepting the ridicule that I'm going to get because I don't want to fight this dude. You know what I do? I get on Twitter and then I say, I'm going for Big Nose. Let's get it on. No, damn well you're not fighting no dang on Devin Haney. You're not fighting him, but you want to throw this out there to go ahead and have people for, oh man, Tank, call out Devin. Because you know that that's an easy mark right there because everybody's going to fall into play. Oh, you going to whoop on Devin Haney. You saw the footage of that. He ain't going to fight him. He just getting y'all all stirred up to lose the scent off of what I just did over here by avoiding Kid Austin. That's all he's doing. Then Devin, no, you broke, need money, bad, and I'm going to beat all them pills and tussie out of it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Devin ain't playing with these boys, man. You saw him at the fight chilling, getting interviewed by his lady. You know, not a worry in the world. So that's Devin. That's Debo right there. You understand what I'm saying? And then Devin reveals Gervonta contract, rejects rehydration clause, and as he should. Now, Gary Antoine Russell predicts Devin Haney. See, this is the stuff that I'm saying. Oh, that's going to be a boring fight. It would be boring. Can the dudes get in the ring, chump? I ain't gonna call him a chump. I just
maybe he want to get in the ring with either of them.
Who he want to get in the ring with?
Either of them. Maybe he want to get in the ring.
He said, you ain't listen to these dudes. The man said that him and Shakur Stevenson, that's a fight down the road. I want this dude right here. I want this person right here. That's what he's saying. And again, I don't want to call him a chump. I ain't gonna say that. But he's moving like somebody who's picking and choosing too. That's unfortunate, Gary Antoine Russell. I thought that you was cut from that cloth, man. I never heard your brother talking like that. I never heard Mr. Gary Russell talk like that. Mr. Gary Russell is somebody who always say he's running to the smoke. I want that little dude. I want that. Not that. What I heard him say. Look, matter of fact, what I'm gonna do after this over with, I'm gonna share you the interview with you where he's talking about me and Shakur as the fight down the road. Dude, you're not there to be worrying about down the road. You might not make it down the road. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Mr. Gary Antoine Russell. For two reasons. One, you might lose. Two, they might just ignore you. And then you never get the fight. They did. Nobody is putting you up in that and on that mantle right there that you are somebody that they have to see. Oh my God, that's why Debo is that dude, man. That's what I'm saying, man. And then this was Shakur saying, shut your A up and vacate that belt so I could beat. So now I gotta vacate my belt in order for me to fight you. What else you want me to do? So I gotta go to 144. I gotta give up my man. If you want to fight the dude, just fight the dude. Whoo! And look at him. I just wanted to show that picture right there. Talking about he retired. Like, come on, man. And then that's what I'm saying. He's losing
power. He like 2-bit.
Listen, man, he's losing the public. See, now the public is starting to see through all of the BS and who's the real one, who's the real Debo. And these dudes right here, look at Debo right there. I'm scared, bro. Please save me. Please don't hurt him, Devin. I'll do anything. You see what Shakur is. That's what it is, man. That's that. And then lastly, man, as far as this information is concerned, Brian Norman, he's questioning Keyshawn Davis' change of heart on the fight because the other day, Keyshawn was saying some derogatory things about Brian Norman. He was saying that he's ASS, and that's the reason why Whatchcom chose to fight him. What do you think? Who will win between those two?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would actually favor Keyshawn Davis in that fight. I think Keyshawn got more twos than Brian Norman.
I don't know. I seen Brian Norman beat the guy that he got his belt from. At least I see him do that. I ain't never seen what. Tell me this. If I'm going to be impressed by Keyshawn Davis' victory, tell me the fight that I need to go see. Is it just the Ortiz?
Yeah, that is a fight.
And I think that he would have knocked Ortiz out quicker than that. Oh, and Ortiz, the only claim to fame that he has is that he had a tricky fight against against Teo, who has trouble against boxers. He was way bigger than Lomachenko. He was running around the ring, and Loma couldn't track him down. That's it. But somebody who sit there and fight with him, and that's his size, yeah, I think that I don't favor Ortiz. No knock against him, against anybody. But that's his claim to fame. Who else would I need to see? With Lemos?
Yeah.
But I seen that man right there whoop on some dudes, like some serious dudes. Like the Santoline fight, Santoline was ranked number 3 or number 4 at welterweight. He was not supposed to win that fight. Went in there and did his thing. I don't know. I think that right there, I would lean towards Brian Norman Jr. Because I just ain't seen the dude. The dude is all this right here. He's good at talking and stuff like that. But when it comes down to putting in that twerk, putting in that work, I can't say it. I can't say it. You know, you got to show me, man. You got to show me. Rolly and Teo, man, they negotiate for an August fight. You excited about this fight between these two dudes?
Not really. I mean, I'll watch it because I think it would be entertaining. I think the press conference would be entertaining. But it's funny because people think Lopez just done. I think Teo is still beating Rolly Romero.
Who wouldn't know? Like again, and the other day I listened to
Ryan Garcia.
Right, and that's just another guy who if Ryan Garcia is not on PEDs, I don't favor him against anybody. So again, that's why the sport is so whack, man. Like this is nutty. And then I'm listening to shame on Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algier. I'm sitting there, I'm enjoying one of their telecasts they had the other day. I'm utterly enjoying all of the conversation that they have.
That's why.
Until they get to the point where they're talking about Mr. Devin Haney and they talk about a few other guys who get avoided. But they say, well, Teo, they glamorizing and glorifying Teo. Well, one thing about Teo is he'll get in the ring with anybody. No, the hell he wouldn't. He didn't want to fight Devin Haney. How the hell you telling me like you taking a dump on him, but then the guy who's running from him and don't want to fight him, you glorify him? That's a direct line of somebody who he avoided. Also, Teófimo López, he's not in the same situation of a Devin Haney, and it was somebody else that they mentioned who has been getting avoided. But they saying, you look at Teo resume, you know why? Because nobody's scared to fight Teófimo López. They want to fight Teófimo López. Give me that opportunity. Teófimo López can pick and choose who we want to fight. So I said, man, either you bias, either you just don't know what the heck you're talking about, or both. Either way is bad. And it's upsetting coming from somebody who knows the ins and outs of the sport of boxing. And this is what you say live on your show. Shame on you. I would have to unsubscribe to something like that, man, because you feeding the public some nonsense. Come on, dog. You need to stop the nonsense. Better be prioritizes the trilogy over Benavidez fight, which as he should. Lester's gonna fight another dude I haven't heard of outside of. I don't know what's up with Lester, man. They just put him in there so he can get him a title fight, man. Before it's he gets too far, he gets too late. I don't want them to boost Innocent. You know what I'm saying? The only thing about Boost winning last night, hopefully he'll have to fight somebody. But I think somehow, some way, he's going to end up fighting Josh Kelly next. You know what I'm saying? Then it's going to be like, oh, my God, he fighting Josh Kelly. Then they're going to give him all time. Oh, he got 3 belts. I'm like, damn, I'm going to beat Josh Kelly. And that's all right, man. Moses Atama to face Philip Herkovich is step up. You think he's ready?
Yeah, I think he's ready. I think it's show and prove, man. He want that smoke. Let him get it. And if he beat Herkovich, it's only going to elevate him. So I'm all for it. All
right. So let me go ahead and go through a few of these other things. We already know that they've been added to the zoo Spence card. That's going to be Fulton and Charlo. Charlo's talking about remaining active after his fight. So nothing to discuss there. Benavidez, he's close to fighting this guy on the 21st in the cruiserweight title fight. Hopefully he doesn't. If he does, then, yeah, that's going to be bad for him in terms of the perception, right? But I do want to mention this. A couple of weeks ago, we had my boy Errol Spence. Did you see the interview with him and Andre Ward?
I did see the interview.
He was talking about not sparring and all of that type of stuff. And then he had to respond to the criticism over his comments that he made about Terrence Bud Crawford. What were your takeaways from the interview that he had with Andre Ward?
That's what a few takeaways. First, I'll start with that. You know what? Spence is I have a lot more in common than Spence than I thought I did. Because some stuff he was saying there, I was like, I 100% understand exactly what he's saying. Like, even when they were saying to get him to choose, like, what you like to do in this or that, I was like, okay. But then he's talking about how he's the type of person that likes to, when you're in a group of people, you just want to leave and walk. That's me all the way, man. I don't like being in a crowd of people and everybody having these conversations and having these small talks. I'd rather just go and be on my own, man. And I would take a walk. But when it comes to the not sparring and all that stuff, I think it's better off not even mention that, because like it's gonna make you look bad anyway. Because like if you're not sparring for like 7 weeks, while you get the ring, two, why you say anything, say, hey, trainer.
Well, he said he got in the ring because he get that money. You know what I'm saying? He finally got to the point. Finally got to the point, get that generational wealth. That's what he said.
And how can you not find southpaws? It's like, I mean,
you got to talk to Derek James about that, man. Ain't this what he's supposed to be doing?
That's the trainer you hired. You hired the trainer.
He's been with him all that time. It's been working, but he didn't. What you gonna do? And who's gonna fire somebody they've been with all of that time in that particular moment? You don't know what you don't know until you go through it. Maybe he knows something I don't know. I don't know. He's a trainer. Oh man.
Hey, but I'm just saying, don't say no excuses, but then give excuses. That's all I'm saying.
You asked him what happened during the fight. I mean, during that lead up to the fight. So you want me to not answer what happened? That's what happened. I'm the truth, Spence. Like I tell the truth.
Stuff happens in every fight. Like, I mean, what do you want? What do you want us to say? Chris Algieri was injured going into the fight with Errol Spence. Are we gonna? Should we bring that up? Should we care?
How do you know that he was injured?
Because he said he was injured.
So that he said that he didn't spar. So what's the difference?
No, Algieri said I'm injured. I'm injured. I fought Errol Spence injured. Okay.
So what's the difference? He said he was, right?
Yeah.
So then how come Errol can't say that he didn't spar?
I felt the same way about Algieri. If you injured, why you getting in the ring with? Why you ain't bringing it up? Just take your loss.
He's going on.
Why Pacquiao bring it up that your shoulder injury against Floyd? Don't bring it up because you discrediting a win.
When did Manny Pacquiao say that about Floyd Mayweather?
Right after the fight, he said my shoulder and this, and I couldn't.
How long has it been since Spence fought Terrence Bud Crawford?
About 2 years.
About 3 years. It's about 3 years. So he's on an interview with Andre SOG Ward, a fighter that I'm sure that he looks up to, who's asking him questions. Tell me, brother, like what happened? What happened in the fight? What happened in sparring? What happened here? And what are you supposed to say? I can't talk about it.
I would. I'll put it like this. Okay, do you say the same thing when De La Hoya said years later that both his shoulders was bad against Floyd Mayweather? Do you say, hey, well, Floyd fought Usyk De La Hoya with 2 bad shoulders?
No, because I don't think anything different of Bud Crawford than I would had he not said that. It's still the same thing. You got in there. It don't matter. But the thing is, now we got a little bit of insight in terms of what happened in sparring according to what you're saying. But that don't make any difference. It's still, if I look on BoxRec, I still see the same thing. It ain't gonna make no difference. I know that they said that it was when Andre Dawson got knocked out by Edison Miranda like a week before he was supposed to fight Andre Ward. But he still got in the ring. And they said he was still concussed. Like you weren't supposed to be in the ring in there. And he still got in the ring.
Oh, it's Chad Dawson. Yeah.
Yeah, Chad Dawson.
Yeah.
these things happen, man. You know, it's good that now we know some of the details that led to Tupac getting killed. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Like, don't tell anybody the details. Just, you know. No, I want to be privy to all the information that I possibly can be privy to. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Sharing is caring. That's all. All right, man. We talked about that already. This fight right here is postponed. They didn't give any reasons.
Really?
Why,
I didn't know about that.
but it's just they postponed it from Mexican Independence Weekend. I want to say October 11th. It has probably something to do with their schedule.
Yeah,
whatever, but they didn't wasn't specific.
No matter. That means it's gonna be a good fight on Mexican Independence Day weekend in Vegas. I might even plan a trip to Vegas. I know it's gonna be a better fight because at first I was worried if I was gonna take a trip to Vegas. Now I gotta sit there and deal with Canelo Alvarez for that date. It's probably gonna be somebody better. It might even be David Benavidez. I might catch him.
Well, fighting that dude that we don't want to see at cruiserweight. But let me ask you this question: so, do you like to go to a place when you travel? Do you like for it to be a nice event going on there too when you're traveling? Or do you like to go to a place when it's not an event there so you can really grasp how that particular place is?
I like to relax. So when stuff is not going on. However, when it's something like that situation, the Vegas one is almost like killing two birds with one stone because it's like me, I always, I like seeing live fights. And it's like, oh, okay, I can have an opportunity to do that and finally see something that I haven't seen in my life. A town that I haven't seen in my life.
Have you been there before?
Never.
You know what's crazy? The last time I went to Vegas, the hotel that I was at, I had no idea that's where Tupac. I know I keep mentioning Tupac because I've been watching so many different videos recently about him. But I didn't know that that's where he was. I didn't know he was at the Luxor Hotel. When I went, that's where we were. We were at the Luxor Hotel. I was like, dang, it's crazy. You got that big old, not MGM, the one got that lion out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too far from the MGM. Like all that stuff is like right by each other. But you go, man, that strip, it's gonna be nonstop. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. When you go, you're gonna stay at a casino. And the casinos go on 24 hours a day. So as soon as you go through the lobby, you're gonna hear all the noises from all of the slot machines and all that type of stuff. The crazy thing is, once you come back here, you're gonna be hearing slot machines in your ear for about 2 days after that. Like you go, and then it's gonna feel so quiet because there everything is just boom, 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 boom. I'm talking. I don't care if it's 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's people gonna be walking on the strip. You're gonna have people out there gambling and stuff like that, nonstop. You know what I'm saying? That's a crazy place, man. Anywho, man, who had the best defense, man, in boxing that you know?
The best defense?
Yeah.
In history?
What you saying, man? I can't
Sweet Pea, man. Sweet Pea.
Yeah, Sweet Pea was cold. He can shut you out with that defense. I might have to agree with you on that. Also, Milt McCory. Did you get a chance to see Milt McCory as a fighter?
No, he's kind of a little before my time. I mean, he was around I think in the 80s, but he was one of those ones that kind of flew under my radar. Yeah,
he was in that crop that came right after Sugar Ray retired. Mm-hmm. So it was him, Donald Curry, and then him and Donald Curry fought for the unification matchup when he got caught with that left hook and got put to sleep by Donald Curry. Then he came back at 154 and ended up fighting the body snatcher. He was doing good. That fight was out there in Phoenix, Arizona, but he ended up losing in the 10th round. And so he had some good wins. He was a WBC champion, for a minute. I think he made the most out of the skills that he had. He was fighting with Emmanuel Stewart and people like that. But the thing is that he just wasn't. See, by the time you start seeing Emmanuel work with other dudes, you was just so used to him working with Tommy Hearns. Mm-hmm. And he was a tall welterweight, but it just wasn't Tommy Hearns. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Milt McCory, man. I used to always they used to call him the Iceman. All right, man. You got these two fellas right here giving a strong look at each other, giving a little face off right there. In their primes. Who you got, man?
In these matchups, I don't pick against Sugar Ray Leonard, man. Nah.
No, Sugar Ray would have whooped on him, but Golovkin would have whooped Bud, but he wouldn't whoop no Sugar, right? David Benavidez, he calls on that. I think we might have talked about that already. And then also Aleem, we talked about that. And then that's the fight that Bud would have got put to sleep. And that's pretty much it, man, as far as those conversations are concerned, man. Any last words as far as the boxing?
No. No Bud slander, man.
No, that's real. We just keeping it real on Bud, man. Ain't no, we ain't tripping. All right, you got time for a little hip hop?
Yeah, I can do some hip hop. Yeah.
All right, man. Anytime we do hip hop, I'm off. And check this out. So with my schedule for the summer, I shouldn't say I'm off. I have summer program. So with summer program, I'm a mentor. I'm a person who helps. I'm working with these young teachers. So I just give them feedback. So I don't work the summer program. I just observe them. And each day, what I do is I provide them a little feedback, and then they try to implement the feedback the following day. We're getting to the point now where I'll meet with them and I'll be like, which part of your game do you want me to evaluate today? And then we'll have a list of things. And then I just focus in on that with those two individuals. So I'm saying that to say, I don't have, like, as far as physically having to do stuff, I'm done for about a month and a half.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I can go ahead and and enjoy these weekends where it's no stress. So if I'm saying all that to say, I'm about to go ahead and grab me a little something to sip on, right? So we can have these hip hop conversations. All right. So give me a second. I'm gonna put a little anything. I should put one of your songs on.
That's fine too.
But
I hate listening to myself, but you know what? It's tolerable now because I got to the level that I wanted.
I gotta figure out, how do you do SoundCloud? Can you do SoundCloud on your computer?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you just upload it. It's just, and the good thing about SoundCloud is it has its own mechanism which kind of helps clear the sound for you. Like it levels the volume and all that stuff for you. So something that's already mastered is only going to help the sound once you upload it. Then this is a learning experience. Like I learned how to like get the type of master that you want, like the master that sounds the best for me for the type of music that I would make. And I didn't know that beforehand. So all learning experience.
Yeah, let me go ahead. I'm trying to go on here. Oh, here. All right, so SoundCloud is right here. Boom. So I'm gonna put this here. SoundCloud. So let me go right there. All right, so when I search, I'm gonna put in Lavelle.
Yeah, you put VEFWL. So right now they said recently played. You actually got the album right there, but you can put, Vel, VELL, or Food Left on the Table. The album should come up.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. I got you.
All right. Go ahead and listen to Vel right there.
Listen as I capture your attention, my attention to give you what you're missing. Even if it's only few minutes, the effects are a lifetime sentence. I'm perfectly imperfect, eclectic. Ain't kissing up to none to be accepted. My method, like a right-handed southpaw. Tricky, but go hard like a buzzsaw. If I hit you with the rhyme, you deserve it. But I'll take it easy, it ain't worth it. I'm old school, spit in cursive. Take two, skip you, and reverse it. The time is now to walk in my purpose. What you heard ain't yet scratch the surface. Still nervous, biting my fingernails. Put the drink away, sipping on ginger ale. My way, my story, my day. My breath, my time, my say. My proof on the page in the booth. Speak life through the mic, bleed truth. My way, my story, my day. My breath, my time, my say. My proof on the page in the booth. Speak life through the mic, bleed truth. I kick in the dough like, what up, dough? What you looking at? Who you looking for? I do it for the love, not leisure. I forgot more rhymes like amnesia. Step my game up, made it out my bedroom. One line at a time to form a heirloom. To not keep it to myself, gotta pass it on. Make the next one bigger than a mastodon. I do it for the people that passed on. Like my God Prophet took the task on. I shed a tear on the beat, turn the track on. Music took me away like Calgon. My first reaction is compassion. All out victory, everlasting. Love, agape, spread from above. Peace, divinity, that's what we made of. My way, my story, my day. My breath, my time, my say. My proof on the page, in the booth. Speak life through the mic, bleed truth. My
Boom!
No!
Come on, kids.
Yeah.
What should we order for dinner?
Pizza!
Ty.
Tacos!
Hey boys, let's not get loco. What kind of restaurant sells pizza, Thai, and tacos? I'll never please all my.
Hopefully, they pay us for the advertisement.
Yeah, we're gonna click out of that, Vail. Let's go to the hip hop, but we'll play a song. We'll play a song episode from Vail. That might be our new how we intro. How we come in. Mm-hmm. Who was doing a hook on there?
That's me. Now all the songs you got other people. That's me. That actually surprised me because I'm not a singer, but the way
it's another song. I thought I heard another song where it was somebody saying a hook on there.
Oh yeah, it's plenty of songs where I think it's somebody else doing a hook. Those are just instrumentals where I guess whoever produced it, they worked that part out and they helped a lot. And then I have another guy, the very, very last song. I think it was Don't Stop. That's my main man, Antidote. So I know him. So he did the hook on that. So he's a very generous guy.
Very generous guy, man. One has to go. Steve, Screech, Carlton, or Kimmy.
Man, I liked all these shows, but if I had to pick one, it's gonna be oh man, this is getting hard actually. You know what? Let's take Kimmy out of it.
Okay.
I almost want to say Carlton, and here's why: because they I feel like when it came to Steve Urkel, even the rest of them, they had their moments where they kind of flourished. I feel like Carlton stayed the butt of everybody's jokes when it was time to get serious. It was hard for you to take it, like the one when Will got shot.
Yeah, Carlton. He had that little dance. You used to do the Carlton dance.
No, but I know somebody that can do it.
Yes, sir, man. Which one of these songs right here, man? Bump and Grind or Pony, man? Which one are you going with?
I'm going with Pony.
You surprised me though. I didn't know that you was. Yeah, man. That Bump and Grind, especially that remix.
When those guys came out, yeah, both songs were huge. Like that whole first. Well, it was that album he made with his group. I think it was the Public Announcement. That album, and then 12 Play.
Honey Love.
Yeah, Honey Love. Then it was 12 Play after that. Those two albums, man, I remember how hard they was hitting this problem. You had hood dudes listening to R&B.
Oh man, yeah. That's why R. Kelly says he's the R&B thug.
Yeah. And Genuine, when that Pony hit, I mean, that's you. In hindsight, people didn't know what they were hearing yet, and that was the first big record that you got Timberland and Missy kind of producing it, you know. So.
What you think about Magoo?
I didn't think too much of Magoo, but I thought he was good for what he did because, I mean, when you listen to it, it's funny because back then you're like, man, whatever, but now listen to it now compared to rappers today. Magoo at least rhymed and stayed on beat. You know what I'm saying?
You know who I didn't give credit to back in the day because I had him lumped in with Magoo. Who? Was CL Smooth. But now when I listen, now when I listen to CL Smooth, I'm like CL was ahead of his time. Like I was bugging with him. But you got to keep in mind that you had such big personalities in him. He got Redman. He got big. You got like so you can all like you'll sleep on some of those dudes. You know what I mean? I was like, dang, what's coming? If Pete Rock was working with this dude, then they'd be. But nah, he was cold.
I got you.
Happy 56th birthday, D Nice, born June 19th, 1970. We will celebrate this last week. Do you remember D Nice's album that he came up? The TR 808 is coming up and early in the morning.
I mean, I remember they called me D Nice. Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a favorite D Nice song? Is that your favorite one?
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Okay. Yeah. It's sad though what happened to Scott LaRock, man, you know, trying to help D Nice out.
Never really saw the success of Boogie Down production, man. That's where it's really very he never really saw his baby, you know.
Let's say and Scott LaRock was like a social worker. Like he was a real good guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, as far as the not hip hop, but R&B is concerned, which of these groups did you gravitate to more? Was it B2K or was it Pretty Ricky?
Really, neither of them. But if I'm gonna choose, nah, I can't even make a choice. I can't do it. I can't.
You wasn't no Raz B guy?
No, I was not a fan of any of them.
Okay, all right. Well, they doing they must have already
they did the verses. I heard that Pretty Ricky will kind of wash B2K, which I'm kind of surprised because B2K probably have a little bit more music to me. But I mean, sometimes folks, man, that cohesiveness and that performing unit, it matters. You know?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna close this one because I don't remember.
Oh no, man, no. Terrence Trent D'Arby. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sign your name,
dude. I didn't say that in karaoke a lot, especially when I was single. Man.
Oh, okay. Listen, you still, that was back. You know,
I turned the chair around, everything.
Man, that's in your backslipping days. Okay, I get it. All right, man.
Turn the chair around, man. Have my arm around the chair. Oh yeah.
Right. Last R&B song. Right, or last R&B question.
Okay.
Who was the best as far as singers with that voice, man? You know what I mean? You got these fellas right here. You got Hey There, Lonely Girl, I Call Your Name, Reasons, Just My Imagination. Which performance?
Oh man, I'm going with the bars, man. I call your name. I gotta go with that.
You go with that over Reasons?
Yes, I go with that over Reasons.
I can't.
It's my personal preference.
No, I get it, man. You know, everybody got their personal preference, but man, them elements, man, they covered all bases, man. Yeah, I used to like them, man. But this, I don't think you can go wrong with any one of those songs. Shout out to Lisa right here. Now we're gonna get to our hip hop. As far as Pete Rock is concerned, man, what's your favorite Pete Rock produced track? It's his birthday. He's turning 56. What's your favorite Pete Rock produced track? And don't tell me when they reminisce over you.
No, it probably outside the group, of course, it's The World Is Yours. Inside the group, it got to be off the second album. Let me see. Give me a second.
Take You There?
Oh yeah, Take You There. Caramel City. Oh man, a lot of these it was dope. All the places that sample. Yeah, I'm going to Take You There.
I think that came from what's his name? Is it Bobby Bird or the Bluebirds?
I'm not sure.
Searching up. Yeah, that's coming from them.
Yeah.
When you look at the was the Blackbirds? Yeah, the Blackbirds. If you look, it's a lot of songs that people took from him, but you wouldn't know until you listen to some of them songs. You'd be like, dang, that's where they got that beat from. Yeah, but that Searching, that was his track. What about a lot of people don't know that he influenced the beats for that Be In You from Common Sense.
Okay.
Yeah, people don't know that. Yeah. What about Rather Unique by AZ?
Oh man, I forgot they made that. Now you bring that up. That's one of AZ's better songs. I almost I almost remade that on my mixtape. I thought about it. I didn't use anything that was made before, but that's my second one. You know, I'm gonna start sampling some joints.
Listen, man, that second album from Pete Rock and CL Smooth, that's a classic all day, every day. And it's a slept on classic that a lot of people don't mention. Pete Rock, where do you rate him as far as producers? Like, is he in top 10?
It's hip hop, yeah, absolutely. I got him in top 10.
Okay. All right, man. Happy birthday to old MC Ren.
Go MC Ren.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, OLE, not OLD.
Happy birthday to the Ruthless Villain.
Ruthless Villain, that's right. What's your favorite Ren track? Well, give me two of your favorite Ren tracks.
That it gotta be that first song off his EP. Let's see, I think it's I always look at it like the next episode or something like that. But
Final Frontier.
Final Frontier, yep, that first song off there, the one he comes in with after the intro. He's just going through the story like that.
Ren got such a command on the microphone, though. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come in, and you know it's him.
Oh yeah.
Listen, man. Always in the sun. That's, man, I cannot stop listening to N-Words for Life. Like when in the morning time when I'm working out, like I said, those first two tracks, Always Into Something, Find Them, F Them, and Leave Them. Like I can't stop. It's like 6 songs on there that I'm constantly listening to. The other thing, let me see. Real niggas die, they eventually multiply because they keep an eye for an eye because the time is so. Oh my god, dude, it's cold, man. Yeah, those probably my favorites right there. And then he got the one Same Old Ish. You remember that song? That was off the album that you mentioned, that Mayday or something, whatever that album was called. That he came out with, that had Final Frontier on there.
Yeah, that album.
Yeah. But that one song was Same Old Ish is cold too. As far as a solo song from him. But I'm gonna tell you 2 other. I mean, he got 2 songs with CPO. Remember CPO?
Yeah, the one that was with Death Row for a little bit.
Yeah. He's on Find Them, F Them, and Leave Them. Like that's CPO. You know, you gotta take a listen to him. But anyway, as far as these 2 dudes are concerned, did we talk about this last time? As far as Richie Rich and
oh no, we didn't talk about this.
And Mac Mall. So Illegal Business seasoned veteran. Both of those I used to have in my playlist. One of them is slept on heavily, and then the other one's like 1 or 2 songs that I used to listen to.
I think both are slept on. You know,
I
like Richie Rich singles better. I think Mac Mall though, man, like even when he made Untouchable, I thought that was kind of slept on.
Yeah, Mac Mall. You know who used to remind me of Mac Mall when he first came out?
Ooh.
He just was the East Coast version of him. Was Memphis Bleak to me? You know what I'm saying? When he was with Jay-Z.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, you wasn't on Bleak like that.
No, I mean, he's cool, but I wasn't high on him like that.
Nah, Bleak, when he came out, he had some stuff. He had a couple lines that he had hit you with that was thought provoking, right? What about these 2 fellas, man? Who would you lean towards?
Ooh, this one's kind of hard, man. I want to say I feel like Special Ed made the better albums, but K-Solo has the better features. When K-Solo is on a feature on somebody else's record, he just shines. But I feel like Special Ed kind of puts together
your mom's in my business. Yeah, He's in our business. Can't you see that? Your mom's trying to end this.
Yeah.
I gotta lean towards Ed, man, because I thought that Ed's
underrated as far as the lyricist.
But Ed was kind of close to being that dude too. You know what I'm saying? For a short period of time when he came out with the mission and all that type of stuff, like he was one of those dudes. And K Solo, it just to me it felt like this. K Solo came out with that album, and then once EPMD came out with the next album, Redman started to shine so much that it kind of dimmed his lights a little bit because everybody was anticipating Redman coming out, and K Solo kind of got lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Also, Rakim was scientific with it. Kane was acrobatic, but G-Rap was like a bloody chainsaw fighting each other lyrical style. So again, I ask you, who had the better verse, man?
Master Ace. No, Kane was dope, man. I don't know. They always shining.
Listen, next week, when we do our hip hop for real, I'm gonna put on a symphony, and we're gonna listen to them bars, and we're gonna make a decision. Finally, as far as who had the best verses, I don't think like when you listen to it again, I don't think it's any. It's kind of like the show when you had Redman and Method Man. Meth was cold. It's just Redman left Earth. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what G-Rap did on that song right there. All right, man, let's go ahead because I don't want to be, somebody who just exclusively talks East Coast and West Coast. As far as these fellas, one fella called himself the king of the South. And then you had one fella who said that he the greatest rapper alive since the greatest rapper retired. Who was better?
Me personally, I like T.I. more than I like Wayne.
Shame on you, sir.
You can shame on me all you want. I was never a Hot Boy fan.
Nah, see, you relegating Wayne to just that.
I know. He had his whole resurgence with when he started talking about how I feel like nobody said this dude was the best rapper alive until he said he was the best rapper alive, and people started running with it.
You know what I equate that to? Xander Zayas. You gotta reach for the moon, man. You can't be sitting up here just like he's saying that he's the king of the South. But Wayne is saying I'm the coldest in rap, period. Like you can have the South. I'm in a different galaxy, sir. The thing that separates them to me is mixtape Weezy. Weezy has some mixtapes. He was right there with the dudes who was putting out mixtapes at that time. He was just feeding the streets. When Wayne was at his best, he was one of them top guys, man. He was one of them top guys. And I'm just last thing I'm gonna say about that is this. There's a lady. Are you familiar with what's her name? Tierra Whack.
No.
Oh my God. So I have sidebar conversations with my colleagues. So one of my colleagues, he's doing what you're doing. Him and his brother is putting out a CD. So last year, and I'm doing summer program once again. So we worked summer program together. Last year, he was heavy into that Clips. Like Clips by far, hip hop of the year, hands down, nobody messing with it. And he's also somebody who's heavily into the arts. So as far as like the writing of it, like he'll be able to break down, okay, they're doing this in this song. You see that they doing this and blah, blah, blah. They got this figurative language and blah. So on that end, and they're covering all base because the songs are just bangers. He told me the other day, it's another person that he told me to listen to, but I just got caught up into Tierra Whack. When he told me, I said, man, this is starting off bad because I don't like the name Whack. And it's not good for an MC. Remind me of Whack 100. You know what I'm saying? He's actually a whack guy. He was like, no, you got to take a listen to her. So she's out of Philly. She's so witty, with the stuff that she's saying. She's a cold person. I'm saying that to say sometimes, through my profession, I'll gather what other people are listening to. Sometimes they'll tell me something and it checks out. So back in 2008, 2007, I remember I had a student, they used to call him Puma. Puma told me, he said, Mr. Henry, he says, you got to listen to Wayne. It was when Carter 2 came out. So I had to go to this conference that was in San Antonio. So I had a 5-hour trip. He said, listen to it. So when you go on that trip, he said, just put that in. And I did. And when I listened to it and I was listening to them bars that he had, it left me with a hunger for more. And it might have been a little bit before 2007, because I remember when I came back, they used to have this place around in South Dallas that you can go get mixtapes and stuff. Like they got every CD that you can mention, they had them in there. They had that burnt CDs. It's closed. Obviously, it's closed now. So you're going to get whatever you want for $2. So I was going in there getting all type of mixtapes, whatever they say. Jeezy was out at that time too, when he came out with the Snowman and all that. So he had some mixtape stuff that was out. And that's when I gained more of an appreciation for him, because he had the DJ dramas and all of that. But I was listening to Lil Wayne, and he was just coming nonstop. And the creativity that he had, that's when I was so impressed. That's something that T.I. can't do. Like the freestyle stuff, like on a consistent basis. Nah, Wayne at that point, he earned all of the accolades. Last thing I'm gonna say about this, I promise this last thing. I remember back in like 1999, 2000, me and my buddy, we went to this mall in Jackson, Mississippi. We went to that mall, and this is when record stores, you know, like you're going there, like so-and-so is out. This is when Nelly, Country Grammar, was out. Also, Wayne came out with 500 Degrees. So when we coming into the store, it's like we got that Wayne, we got that we got that Nelly. We looking at each other like, man, wait, listen to that bush. So because there's like too kiddie for us. Anyway, that's how my perception of him was until that kid Puma told me about it. He was like, no, you got to listen to. He on some other stuff, because he knew some other stuff that I like. So if you like that, then you're gonna like Wayne. And for sure, Wayne was that dude, man. So easily, Wayne to me, if I'm looking at like a Mount Rushmore, I can easily put him on a Mount Rushmore, or I can see why someone would put them on their Mount Rushmore. As far as the hip hop is concerned, here, out of these hip hop classics of the time, one is East Coast, the other is pretty much West Coast. How would you rate these albums right here? Ready to Die, The Chronic, Me Against the World, and Regulators.
I'll rate them in the order they sit: Chronic, Ready to Die, Me Against the World, and Regulate.
I don't know, man. What's going on? Warren G put together some stuff. I forgot that Warren G made the definition of it for Tupac. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You wanted to talk about your guy, right? What you know about Big Mike, man?
Oh man, one of the most underrated lyricists in the South, man. Like, I did not know that he was nominated for Lyricist of the Year in the Social Awards, the same one that I think Outkast was part of. He was part of that grouping nomination. But definitely, I wish he would have made more music with the Ghetto Boys. I mean, I know that, you know, solo artists, they like to make money, but I think even he said this is that, let's say they had a Ghetto Boys with Willie D, Bushwick, Scarface, and Big Mike all together, with, of course, before Bill's passing. I mean, that would have been one of the dopest things, man. And he kind of, I mean, when I listen to Death Do Us Part, it's kind of one of my favorite Ghetto Boys albums. Probably my favorite Ghetto Boys album. So definitely, and if you ever hear something serious, underrated album, had a song in there called Daddy's Gone, or I think it's Daddy's Gone with Scarface. Dope.
Listen, that whole thing, like that album is a classic. See, that's around the same time Craig Mack was out. Mm-hmm. Biggie had his Love It When They Call Me Big Pop.
Yeah.
That was out. You had Redman had came out with that one.
Can't Wait.
Can't Wait. I believe that's what it was. It was something else that was out around that time it was smooth like Biggie also, because I used to go in the yard and those two was the like the mellow joints. But when I first went out in 1994, that right there was on par with any one of those albums that you want to mention. Mm-hmm. Especially down there, like Louisiana, like it was bumping the hell out of Big Mike. And then Big Mike can flip them lyrics too. Like he'll give you a song where he just boom. He doing it in his own way though. Mm-hmm. You know, but you know, with Ghetto Boys, all of them had like strong personalities.
Yeah.
And so you always gonna have some tension there where everybody's not on the same page. One thing I do want to mention is while we're talking about strong personalities, I just hated that dudes like Suge and them. I don't know, maybe it's a black on black thing, but how do they get to a point? So I look, recently, Daz, I don't know if you're aware, but Daz been going on like a media tour.
Yeah.
Different channels he's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Reggie Wright, who kind of took over Death Row after Suge, and Suge kind of takes his shots at some of the artists too. My problem that I have with the guys who are taking shots at Daz and saying, well, Daz don't know what he's talking about. Daz is slow and this and that. And, he don't know as far as his contract, what he's supposed to get and all this. Now, that sounds like he know what the hell he's talking about when I hear him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my point is this. Why put those dudes down like that? See, I can never hear their stories when they talking down on people like Daz because I got so much love for him, because in my library, I got so much of Daz that I think is classic. Those are the artists. Like, how are dudes who aren't the talent talking down on the dudes who gave you so much? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Like, you trying to make amends for what it is that they're supposed to have? When you think
they feel entitled because I'm the businessman. I did this for you. I risked this for you. You're just dumb because you signed the contract.
See, that's messed up. I can never honor that. And then they be trying to make those guys look bad. And I'm like, you can't make them look bad, because what have you really done in order to chastise him? Like, you can't. I can see if you just sticking to your guns, well, that's the contract you signed and you being professional like that. But as far as like being vindictive, I don't get it, man. But anyway, man, these lyrics. Let's see if you know what it is who says some of these lyrics. Put us together.
It's like mixing vodka and milk. That's Prodigy. I can hear him Prodigy's voice.
Yeah, what about this? Soon as I walk in, dogs are barking. Haters play the back. I stay up front like handicap parking. Who was that right there?
I actually don't know, but that sounds like Redman.
Be that. That's how I be that. Yeah. Dogs are barking.
Yeah. Cause I got the flow down like soon as I walk in, I know where it's at. It was like soon as I walk in, dogs are barking. But when it says stay in front like handicap parking, that sounds like something that Redman would say. But now you say I'll be that. Now I know exactly where it fits.
Who's and we may have talked about this before. Freestyling. Who would you give the upper hand to, Redman or Method Man?
Freestyling?
Yeah.
Ooh. That's kind of hard because their strengths are different. I feel like Redman has the way better lyrics in a cipher when he's freestyling, because I've heard them both freestyle. Meth just has the better. Meth has the better flow. Like Meth can freestyle over any beat and it just flows. But I feel like Redman, I'm gonna get an edge of Redman because I feel like when you hear Redman, he has his flow too, but he also has a double punch of what he's saying off the top. And nobody actually tests Redman when he's freestyling. Nobody really tests him.
It's even. Only reason I say that is because I've been going on iTunes. I pulled up Method Man's freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
They got about 20. When him, I'm gonna tell you who else was called at freestyling too was ODB.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that. Like ODB would get busy on there, and he be funny, but he got some witty little stuff that he does too, and he definitely don't give a F at all. So he's comfortable on the microphone. But Meth, he got so many different freestyles. He got so many different little pockets that I didn't know that. I had no idea. I just let me see what's going on. You know what I mean? Because I'm not as big of a Wu-Tang guy as you. I just respect the Wu. And there's certain guys in the Wu-Tang that I gravitate to more than the other. Like I love Raekwon and Ghost. But Method never, he always, with his albums,
you never put it together.
I go and I'll be like, oh man, Meth is coming out with an album. I put it in. And I'm like, I got a couple of them on here that I like. But I mean, you can get into it if you just gonna, listen to it over and over. You might, but I don't like to have to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then like with Jizza, I messed with the early Jizza, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then them as a collective, they were cool. But it's so many of them, you know what I'm saying, that you gotta whatever. But anyway, Meth is cold, man. He surprised me when I listened to those freestyles. I'm like, Meth is a bad dude.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Who
That's
said that?
Ghost. That's Ghost, man.
I don't want to sound like my dudes on anybody.
Come on, I'm gonna approach you. I'm like, dog. Let me change my voice. Make sure I don't sound like Ghost on any album. On no album.
What about Action Bronson? He sounded just like him.
And he got approached too.
But he got approached because he was being arrogant.
Yeah, saying it wasn't.
Then the way he said it, I'm like, who is what's called? Like he talking. That's like kind of like Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard Rick Ross talk about the real Rick Ross?
Yeah, I think that's just dumb, man. What you saying?
It's like, how you sitting up here talking down on the dude? You took his whole persona.
Right.
Every day I'm hustling. Where you get that from? Like, who are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Then you talking about you think you Big Meats, Larry. Who you think you Rick Ross? But then you want to sit up here and talk down on him. It don't make any sense. But yeah, he did get approached because he was being a little bit too arrogant. Because Ghost said that one time somebody came to him and was like, man, when did you make this?
Yeah.
And he was like, man, he thought that it was him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I don't know. I don't remember when I made that. But a couple other questions, man, before we wrap this up. Good conversation. Mm-hmm. What's the best DJ turned producer to you?
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre was a DJ?
Yeah, he's the DJ. He DJ for he was DJ for World Class.
LA Record Crew?
Yeah, or you can go DJ Premier. I
mean, Daz was a DJ.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, because Daz basically was because a lot of people like that's the difference between when you look at Daz and Dre. Like a lot of people always used to like to discredit Dre and say, "Oh, all these people made beats for him." They would provide the beats. Dre would, okay, I'll take this and I'll make it into a song and mix it, and it sounds different the way Dre does it. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, Whatchcom said that he was trying to get Puffy to mix down Dog Food because Dre was taking too long. But then Suge was like, nah, hell.
That would have been a good idea with Suge, man.
Yeah. But what about DJ Quick?
Oh man, there go one right there too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Quick ain't no joke, man.
How all them dudes get that coal out there out west? But I think with the West, they took a lot of that funk Parliament Funkadelic, Zap. You know what I'm saying? Like they were heavy into that. Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that goes with some of the dances that they like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this question: Battle Cat or Superfly?
I'm going with Battle Cat.
Battle Cat. He got a distinct sound.
He does.
Yeah, the Battle Cat is cold. All right, man. Were you ever into the mixtapes?
No, not really. No, I wasn't into mixtapes like that.
You missing out on some treats. 50 Cent and them used to have some cold mixtapes. Yeah. Obviously, what's their name? D Block. Mm-hmm. All of them. You wasn't a big fan of like Cam them, like the Diplomats, but they used to have some cold mixtapes. Westcom used to have some cold mixtapes. My main man, the Snowman, mm-hmm. Jeezy. Yeah. Papoose was a lyrical villain. That's who Ty loves him. You know what I'm saying? We go back and forth. But there's a song.
Oh, Papoose?
Papoose he was like the guy.
He's cold. I mean, where y'all going? Okay.
No, back like when you had like 2004, 2005 up to about 2000, I would say 9 to 9. Papoose was when they used to have those award shows. I forgot what they used to be called. But Pap used to be winning those. But
yeah. I know they had those ciphers.
Gusto mixtapes. You know, he had like little fights and stuff out there. But that's why Lloyd Banks is so arrogant, is because he won the Gusto Awards twice. And so that's why when y'all compare him to Fab, But I'm gonna tell you like this, good brother. It is no competition between Fabulous and no dang on Banks. I'm gonna say that right now. I listen to Fab. So when you talked the other day, or last time we talked, or one of the last times we talked, you were saying, because you saying like that Fab just hit you with punchlines, and it's not no as much substance behind it. And you made it appear that Lloyd was more like introspective, at least recently. Here's the thing for me when it comes to those two. Lloyd Banks' introspective mixtapes, they put me to sleep. Like, they so slow, like depressing. Fab has 3 introspective mixtapes. Starting, it's called the Soul Tapes. Soul Tape 1, Soul Tape 2, Soul Tape 3. And he delivered 3 classics. And he got the series of No Competition, part 1, part 2, part 3. Then he has the that one Fabulous something. I forgot what it's called, but he got Puffy's on one of those mixtapes, but it's a cult. He got a plethora of those, and then he got a couple albums. No, it ain't, because Fab was kind of like that dude. I can never put somebody who stands out on their own and has some type of success as opposed to somebody who's an underlink to somebody else. He never really had to stand on his own too like that. So that's when we talked about the mixtapes. Are you interested in this right here? This would Ty sent this to me right here, where you got Lil Boosie gonna be hosting the Cash Money No Limit tour.
Yeah, I mean, I actually been to. It's funny because when they were both on top, I've been to both of their concerts separately in the arena. So yeah.
You thought the Cash Money was gonna watch No Limit?
Yeah, because they had more longevity, and they got, because of you, as you said, they got Wayne. You know who Wayne is, this guy, but Wayne didn't even show up.
No, Wayne ain't gonna show up to no stuff like that. No, they ain't gonna do that. We gotta give Wayne a little bit of money. Let me ask you this question, man. Speaking of the South, were you ever against the Nip fan? The South Park side?
Yeah, so I was listening to some of his stuff too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I could never really get off in the name. He was too much of a psycho.
I mean, he's horrorcore, so I mean, I mean, he's a pioneer, so I understand. That's why I do gotta give it to him, because he was the first one to really. He's the first one to really rock horrorcore off, like one of the first. So even some of the stuff that came out of Detroit, he kind of inspired them. I think, you had cats that did it better in certain regions, or even Detroit that probably did it a little better, but they wouldn't even be able to do it if it wasn't for Nip.
I didn't know people took Nip serious like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of, what he did was kind of take, like, for example, he took Mind of the Lunatic from the Ghetto Boys. He's like, okay, I could take this style that the Ghetto Boys are coming with and make it my own, pretty much. Or maybe it happened vice versa. Maybe they heard something that he did and decided to make Mind of a Lunatic. But I know if you want to say, if you're gonna say Mind of a Lunatic, you gotta say that Nip inspired that in some way.
All right. We got 5 more slides, man. Take your time, though, man. Right here, you got Main Source looking out the front door, and then you got that nice and smooth. Choose carefully, sir, because
I like nice and smooth, but I'm gonna go Main Source with this one.
I asked you to do it. Do me a favor, man. When you get a chance, go back, listen to that nice and smooth. Not the first one. I think that's the second one.
So you want the one that says sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme fast.
Oh my God, that's why Pac and all of them got cool with Nice and Smooth, because if you listen to that one right there, that's damn near a flawless album right there. And they do with the melody and all, like, oh my God. I don't know, man. Only thing I will say about Main Source is them dudes was like 16, 17. How do you make a song like looking at the front door like you a grown-ass man? You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, if you listen to those lyrics, could somebody now who's, I would say, just 25.
They don't have the capacity. I mean, you gotta think these guys put Nas on. So that shows you how what Nas was even inspired by. Nas was around, like, hey man, these guys talk about it. I think I'm part of that too. So people gonna work to the level of who's around them. You know, if all around us right now is like just trashy rappers, it's gonna be a bunch of trashy rappers.
Chicka woo 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 woo. Then that's not kosher. Dude is saying some stuff on there, man. Like that might be the coldest relationship song in hip hop history, and it was made by a 17-year-old.
Yeah, it's definitely heartwarming for especially a young kid. Listen to that, you like.
Give me some other relationship songs that you know about that you can think of. And you may not be able to.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think Tupac had a few even on his mixtape, on his own mixtape, like Happy Home.
Looking at the front door, like she just doing too much. Like in that, he's trying to be a man. You know what I'm saying?
Far Side, Pass Me By.
Yeah, that's a good one. But bar for bar and just subject matter. When we get off here, I'm gonna listen to that song one more time. I'm gonna have a little bit more conversation.
Love Sick by Gangstar.
I ain't mess with no woo 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 woo. All right, man. Which hip hop duo had the strongest overall legacy? Dougie Fresh, Fresh Prince, EPMD, Houdini, Eric B. and Rakim. Strongest overall legacy.
I'm gonna go with Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, man. Cause they got a Grammy, man. They got a Grammy out of it.
Nah, you can't just go by awards. Like,
Yeah,
come
dude.
on.
I mean, legacy. You talk about in totality and what everything they've done in life. I mean, if you want to just talk hip hop in general and their influence on hip hop, I'm going.
I'm just saying substance, man. Like because again,
there's Eric B. and Rakim. Is Eric B. and Rakim?
They wouldn't even put themselves over no Eric B. and Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do that. To me, it would have to be. See, Houdini is slept on. Like when you talk about the most slept on out of all of these, Houdini made a wave, and they had a lane.
Yeah, because they're different era.
Yeah, but they like I say, Run Them was the more, kind of breaking barriers and stuff like that. Where Houdini was just the next other group, and you didn't have a whole bunch of groups out there. You know what I'm saying? You got like the Fat Boys and but they wasn't. Run and Houdini was looked at as up here. And you got the other groups that were a little bit underneath that, but Run Them was that group. They going over there doing Live Aid. They got the Adidas endorsements and all of that type of stuff. They making it on MTV with Aerosmith and all of that. So, but as far as them, it's like Run Them would be MTV. Houdini is more BET. You know what I'm saying? Where they appeal more to like a wider base. Doesn't necessarily make it better. It just depends on what you gravitate to. But for me, I gotta go Eric B. and Rakim. Then I'm gonna go EPMD. I don't know. It's hard for me to put EPMD over Houdini, but I think that they had more influence than Houdini. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to start thinking about this stuff too. Who EPMD sparked? Like you got the Redmans, the Keith Murrays and stuff. So that's a big imprint on where Houdini didn't have that. They were cold, but they didn't have that. Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, I don't look at them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't do it. They were good, don't get me wrong, but they just like a good little group. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they biting off Rakim. Dude, summertime. He trying to, that's West Coast style, man. That's Rakim style he biting off of. All right, man. Last couple questions, man. Then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Which producers would you have lived long? Would you have liked Pac to have worked with if he lived long enough? Did Pac ever get a Primo beat?
Not that I know of.
Did he work with P Rock?
Mm-mm.
Anybody else you would like to see him work with?
P Rock, he did this. Organized Noise.
He was on the verge of doing that too.
Yeah, I think he would have brought a different type of soul. Those beats even brought a different type of soul to his music.
Yeah, or I'm gonna say, speaking of Organized Noise, that Soul Food album.
Oh yeah.
That
the 1 million ends inside.
ends inside.
Yeah.
That whole thing, man. You know that one of the songs that I like is that one. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick because I was listening. It's some things I get to listening to, and then I get stuck on there because I'll be forgetting how cold some of them dudes were. Soul Food. What's called was on that? your boy Lil Dog.
Who, CeeLo?
CeeLo was on one, man. I'm gonna tell you the songs I like. Red Dog. My bad. The Dirty South. 1, 2, 2, the 3, the 4. Them dirty red dogs that hit the dough. But my track. I'm gonna tell you my track. I'm still fighting.
Oh yeah. They were very mature for the time period, man. And it kind of made me sad because it's like you see where hip hop could go and was supposed to go, and you see how backwards we went. It's like
they did a U-turn.
Yeah.
That's that live at the Omni. You talking about one is inside.
Yeah.
But then that goodie bag too. Oh my God. Yeah, you talking about some maturity. Yeah, man. This is the one right there. Because I was gonna ask you which one was better, that one or Black Iceman. But it ain't.
That's hard. That's hard because I like Still Standing. Initially, when it first came out, I thought that was a better album. But that was only because kind of the time period, Aquemini was about to come out and all that. But I feel like over time, I think Soul Food is just, it has more jewels to me.
Soulful. It's soulful. It's sticking to your ribs, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just, oh my God. I was listening to that, man. That I'm still fighting for my spirit and pride. I listened to that about 3 times in a row. Up in the gym. I'm like, man, how did we go from this right here to what the hell we got right now?
Yeah.
Like them dudes was talking that talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna listen to all. I'm gonna listen to that Westcom. Main source. I'm gonna put some more of that goodie mob on it. That cool joke. But out of here, man, I still got the what's your favorite pop songs. I didn't take that off, but bar for bar.
Yeah, this one I'm taking Coogee rap on this.
Why is that?
Because I feel like Sean Price is a dope lyricist and he probably has the better punchlines. But I think Coogee rap, when I hear some of his songs like Yo Street Blues and stuff like that, it's like stories, man. And he's still rhyming it to the highest level. Even when he tells a story, he does that. Like with that your Road to Riches and all that stuff with the piano. I mean, to me, he made more classes to me.
Can he make you laugh, sir?
Not like Sean Price can, no.
Sean Price is the brokest rapper, Sean P.
But did Redman do all that before?
Yeah, but the self-deprecation of Sean P. Once he ended up going to Sean Price from rock.
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna say, have you ever listened to Jesus Price Superstar?
No, I haven't.
You may have a different perception. Now, don't get me wrong. You looking at one of the best, the most Coogee rappers, one of my guys. But I thought that Coogee Rap, once you get around 94, Coogee Rap is not making his raps aren't. He's still good. Like if you listen to them, what they're worth, and it's gonna sound blasphemous, right? But I'm saying for that era, like he was one of the cold dudes. It's like looking back at basketball, and you like, man, Bill Russell, man. You know what I'm saying? Bob Cousy. You know what I'm saying? But then you take a step out, then you start looking at Allen Iverson crossing dudes over. You're like, oh, whoa, that might be a little, I don't know. Now, Sean Price, freestyle. But if you look at now, as far as impact, see, I used to go home and I'm rushing to go see Coogee Rap, Road to Riches, and all that type of stuff coming on MTV. I appreciated, the stuff that he was doing with Nas, like not just Nas, but when he came out with 456, like that was the coldest album that he came out with, the last coldest album he came out with. After that, I really wasn't checking for him. But I'm talking about currently, like from after that, it was Sean P all day. He's another person somebody put me on, and I started listening to him, and let me tell you the mixtapes. He got the mixtape. I told you this before. The one that's called Master P. And so since he called it Master P, he got how like Master P used to have like the CD covers. So he on there like Master P with the CD cover. Then he got the one, Mike, M-I-C Tyson. Cold, man. Like then he got the song with Pharoah Monch. It's called Barbecue Sauce. Have you heard of that?
I have heard that because I heard that the reference about the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, had your mom's.
Yeah.
Then he got Monkey Bars.
That's the one that I'm most familiar with. It's the Monkey Bar. My main man, was my boy Bobby Bracy. Man, he really high on Duck Down in general, but Sean Price is really his guy. Sean Price
is to me, and for me, he like top 5. Like I don't listen to like people more than I listen to Sean Price. Mm-hmm. Then you got to work with him and Ruck.
Yeah.
So you got to factor that in. Then listen, you talking about from Brooklyn to the Long Beach. So him,
Corrupt. Yeah, I know. I know that song. One of my favorite ones on the album.
Oh my God. Then they got the
height of like East Coast, West Coast stuff, man. And they did it that way. It made it sound like natural.
It was cold, man. Like, so I gotta go. And no knock against Cool G, because I love Cool G. You know what I mean? But it's just you talking about Sean P. Sean P is one of the most underrated, coldest dudes. If you Google some of his freestyles, him and Rock. That's where I got the he said, what did he say? That's where I got the Hancock movie. When he said that, he said that's whack like Hancock movie. And then he said, Shorty dropped to her knees and said, Hancock took me. That's where I got that from. Yeah, cold dude, man. But anyway, best hip hop brand ever, man.
Man, Woo Wear. No, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go with Fubu, man, because I think it was a conspiracy to take Fubu out, man. Because that was one of the ones that was really black owned.
Yeah, Fubu had came back for a second. Well, Sean John was black owned.
Yeah, Sean John and Sean John had backing. Fubu and Carl Kanai kind of didn't, and I remember when Carl Kanai was big, and it was big for a few years.
Shit, True Religion was in for a minute. Yeah, it might still be in to some people.
Yeah.
Any other ones that's not on here?
I mean, I remember back in the day you had Use and Damage and Cross Colors and that stuff, but these are the ones I consider like really the black one. Yeah, hip hop.
Would your Bowls be considered hip hop?
Oh yeah. Jabos was. Jabos was in the lane of like, it just wasn't like these, but Jabos was on the lane of like Boss and guess and all that stuff.
That's what I graduated to was the Jabos.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to have a guess and what's going on. But I ain't even. I'm gonna tell you. Moms and pops wasn't just issuing out bread like that.
Well, not my parents.
So what we had like a and this gonna sound crazy now, but we had and hopefully I ain't gonna, because fellas don't. So anybody that's listening or will hear this on the replay, they don't know who was part of this conglomerate. So I used to have some buddies who used to go to different schools, and we stayed in the same neighborhood. So what we would do is when this mom's only, if I'm gonna get some guests, I'm only gonna get one pair of guests, maybe one or two tops. So you go get those, and then your buddy might have a different color, or they might have something different. And so when you kicking it with each other, you see what they have, and this is what we do in the morning. Man, I'm gonna stop by because about 15 minutes before school, I'm gonna go ahead and grab those, and then we just swap out. That's how we used to do. They keep up with the Joneses, you know what I'm saying? But it was all about. That's the thing, though. We had to do.
Whoa. Go.
What's that?
That right there.
What you think? Talk to me.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Slick Rick on this one. I think
It's
Slick Rick.
You better.
One of the best concept albums, man. And I think, man, had he stayed out of jail, man, he probably would have been a lot bigger.
Yeah, you better go Slick Rick at that time, man. I mean, it's still cold to me now. What's your favorite song on this Adventure?
Hey Young World, all the way. Like at that time period, coming out with that, you listen to that today. I mean, it's relevant. Hey Young World, man.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite song on there. Hey Young World is second. Is The Moment I Fear.
Oh yeah, you know it's funny. I was gonna remake that. You know what I'm saying? But I was gonna put my spin on it because Tame One actually remade that, and I was gonna use a portion of that beat. I was gonna use the beat nuts version of that beat, that sample, and I was gonna call it The Moments I Fear. But mine was gonna be more, introspective and dark, like. Like stuff that I fear in my normal life, like public speaking, or you had dreams that you public speaking in your draw, stuff like that. It's funny, but real and dark at the same time.
Still might be able to do it, so don't give too much out. But I remember KRS-One. He was saying that when he heard that, and he said, "Boogie Down, what's performing? Hey, ain't no joke." That he was like, "Dang, Slick Rick." He didn't even know Slick Rick knew them. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like confirmation that they were doing the right stuff. But yeah, man, that Adventures of Slick Rick, that's my stuff. Right
and I'll tell you someone else who gets underrated a lot is Dana Dane, his guy.
Hold on now. Okay. Keep going.
See?
He
had Nightmares.
Right.
Of course,
Dana Dane. You know where Dana Dane
is song back in the 90s, man. Then they tried to hate on him and get him off the radio.
Dana Dane.
Yeah, with Chester, they wouldn't play the song. They thought it was too serious and stuff like that. But I'm like, you talking about real stuff, man. They hated him for Chester. People start calling people Chester.
See, I like Dana Dane because they would call a Get Fresh crew.
Yeah.
Or the Feline, something like that.
Get
Anyway, the Get Fresh. But the thing was, you can't bite. You can't bite. But the only way they were able to get away with Dana Dane sounding like Slick Rick, even though Slick Rick is actually from the UK.
Yeah.
And Dana Dane is from New York. So how are you speaking with an English accent like that, but you from New York? If you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was that their whole gimmick was that the Get Fresh crew, this is how we rap.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they got over the biting stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where people didn't look at them quite like that. That's right. All right, man. Did we talk about this before? The greatest hip hop female debut album. Did we talk about that?
No, but I'm gonna go with Salt and Pepper on this one.
Why is that?
I thought it was just a foundation. It was all these records were huge at the time they got released. I felt like it was more groundbreaking for the time and set the stage for all the other albums on this list. They walk so all them can run.
You think so?
Yes.
Even MC Light was setting that precedent for females with bars.
On a solo tip, yeah, in bars, yeah. I think Salt and Pepper just did it because they came out a little bit earlier that they set that stage.
Like MC Light wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like
with 10% this and all that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? You try to give her a flag because you talking about Milk Deep. Milk is chilling.
I mean, when you Salt and Pepper, they had what's the dude name? Herbie.
Yeah, he died. Herbie Lovebug.
Yeah, Herbie Lovebug. Yeah.
But nah, man. And then you okay, I do want to mention this too. Foxy. When we had the females up there, it was somebody that you propelled to the top because you were accusing some of the females of having things written for them. For one, Light writes her own stuff. Whoever writes your rhymes might as well hold your microphone. Corrupt. I listened to Corrupt the other day. Somebody asked Corrupt, they say, when you was dating Foxy, did you ever like try to, get with her like battle? It was like, hell no. He said, that's Fox Boogie. He said, when she put that pen down, I don't want none of that.
But that's a reason for that, because she's an excellent freestyler. That doesn't make her a great writer, but she's an excellent freestyler.
Man, I heard Foxy put some stuff. Now, it may not have been totally accurate what she's saying, but as far as the penmanship, that's a Brooklyn MC, man. Like, she ain't nobody to play. When you listen to the
so is Lil Kim is a Brooklyn MC,
right? That's what I'm saying. You accused them the other week of having somebody. He was like,
why you gotta bring up stuff that's negative, man? Come on, man.
What I'm saying.
Follow me.
You said it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but,
I want to make sure that we give these ladies the props they deserve.
They all deserve props, man.
Because listen, man, hear what I'm saying. Hear me out. Because we talking about a time when that was taboo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see now you might have people that write for people. They lazy. They don't use their whole mind. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't use the whole capacity that they have, and they're not trying to Xander Zayas. That's why I appreciate Xander Zayas, because of the fact that he's willing to go to the depths of what he needs to go to in order to get better. And if it's taking a loss in the process, it's just taking a loss in the process. I tried. I did the best I could, and so on and so forth. People aren't willing to do that anymore. They take the lazy way out. They take the microwave approach. But back then, you couldn't do that. And those ladies back, obviously Kim got some influence from Big, but I heard like people say that they saw her write the shit that she was going to say too. Like when they did verses. I think Prodigy, or not Prodigy, but Havoc.
Yeah, she wrote that rhyme, yes.
Yeah, he said, I saw her do that. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, man, somebody would have to tell me that they end up writing specifically for that particular person. Then also, I think at that time, more so than anything, females may have been messing with a dude and they kind of like getting some, a vibe off that dude, you know what I'm saying? Like they kind of like catching his flavor, but they implementing the flavor that they getting around the dude that they messing with, as opposed to the dude writing for them, which is a little bit different, and which is cool, because you would think that females in a general situation that you have the moon and the sun, where you have one that's going to gravitate and get the energy from another. Man, that's a whole nother conversation, man, that we can touch. I don't want to get too deep with that, but all of these. What about what's the super duper flash? That's Missy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, that's a good conversation, man. Anything else you got as far as hip hop? Anything that you want to discuss, want to share, want to touch on?
No, sir.
Anything you've been listening to?
It's a lot of old stuff. Like, just like I've been listening to a lot of Big Mike old Rap a Lot records, and I've been listening to a lot of Mobb Deeps. that's just the mood I've been in. You know, those are the people. I always listen to folks that inspire me the most, and that's where I'm at right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, for me lately, man, I listened to that Richie Rich because it was because of the conversation, and I saw a video. Did you see Richie Rich?
Richie Rich is too mature for his time period, man. I'll say that.
Yeah, you see,
like you said, gangster, man. He was too mature.
Like you said, like this is back in '96. He called himself seasoned veteran.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, talk about do G's get to go to heaven? Because I don't want to die. If so, I like to know. I'm like, that's some deep stuff. And then back in the day, he had Rodney the Geek. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. Rappers didn't normally do that, and they definitely ain't gonna do that today.
No, you know the big thing is see the difference that dudes had to go through then as opposed to now is you had to go to those. I was listening to Big Gip, and you had to go inside some of those neighborhoods in order to try to sell your stuff. So if I got to really be there with the people, then either they don't, respect what it is I bring to the table, but it's certain things that I'm not gonna do, certain things I'm not gonna say. I gotta package this up in a creative way where they appreciate what it is that I'm trying to sell them. So I gotta articulate myself. I gotta be like personable, where I'm not just on my computer and I'm doing this, and I don't really have a connection with this region, that region. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's the more authentic. When you out there, Big Gip was saying that he had to go when he went to LA. The one thing that the Bloods and Crips and stuff like that is like, man, we can tell, like what y'all talking about, that it got some godliness in it. So that's how we respect that. And so they were able to get around all of the other stuff. He said, man, I saw that LA stuff. I saw all of that, man. Them dudes coming up there with all this blue on, all this red on, but we trying to sell our stuff. But they messed with us because they felt, the genuineness of us, and that we wasn't. And they knew that, we got busy too, but at the same time we respected them. You don't have that, necessarily anymore because you don't have to touch base in those areas. You don't have to go to the jungle or nothing like that. You don't have to go down into Compton. You don't have to go out there to Queensbridge and all. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes really had to do that. So when you have to do that, you're gonna limit your vocabulary has to be of such where you can go ahead and articulate yourself. We don't get your ass whooped. Too, you know what I'm saying? Like you over there saying the wrong stuff. So yeah, man, that's all I had to say about that. That's that chicken and chicken,
meatloaf, waffles and meatloaf.
Hey, go back and see that Martin episode, man. That was.
I will.
MC Hammer on there. Shout out to Bomac, man. This is a good episode. Man. Yeah, we had to get him caught back up because we took a week off. You going back to Detroit next week?
I am.
Yeah.
Man, we had to talk about next week because I'm not. Man,
I don't know if it's really much to discuss. And so here's the thing, man. We'll talk about it, but I got to figure out a way. I do want to go back home to Milwaukee before the summer's up. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to secure what position I'm going to have in terms of my job before I make any travel arrangements. And so my brother, he texted me yesterday in our group chat, our family group chat, and because he wants to go to that Obama.
Oh, the library?
Yeah, the library when we go up there. And so he's like, let me know the dates. And I said, I'll let you know as soon as I secure. Because if I get a position that I'm looking for, I might possibly be in a different district. And then it'll let me know what time either in July or August that I have to be at work. And that's because I get out of the summer program on my birthday, which is July 16th. So I will have a short window. But I do want to get up there because I was unable to get up there in April. Normally I go up there, we have a conference in Madison, and I could just do a hop, skip, and a jump back to Milwaukee. But I couldn't do that this year because it was just a short window, and I had something that coming up that Monday. And so I was like, nah, I can't do it this time. And it was raining and all that type of stuff, bad weather. So we'll see. So I'm gonna have to make it back up to the Midwest pretty soon. But we'll see, man. We'll see. What's going on next week?
Outside of Dula Mason, man, you know, that fight, which I thought would be Joe Cordina, but since it's not, I mean, it won't be much. But I'll be, you know, in Detroit back home, man, hanging with the family, man, enjoying life.
Drinking some burners.
Probably mixed with something, but yeah. I definitely be in a good mood. I'll say that, in a better mood than I've been. So,
how long are you gonna be out there?
No, it's really the week. It's really from Thursday to Monday. I didn't take the amount of days that I wanted, but it's funny because I got so many days, so much leave left. You know what? You should hold it to me, man, to try to take more time off. You know what I'm saying? Do some stuff, travel. You should hold me to that, man.
We'll do. We'll do. So, how you getting out there? You driving or you flying?
I'm driving.
You leaving Thursday?
Yep, even Thursday. Should get there by late afternoon, early evening.
How many hours is that?
It's about 8.5, 9 hours.
That's it?
Yeah, like it gets easier every time you do it. But if you hit the points and if it's not a lot of traffic, you can probably get there less than 9 hours. Now, if there's traffic and stuff like that, or you stopping a lot, it'll be about 10 and a half. Shouldn't be no more than that.
So Detroit, you can get to Detroit way quicker than you can get to Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, because from Detroit to Chicago is like about 4 hours, 4.5, 4 to 4.5 hours. So
That's
then you add on an hour to go up because you're going north to Milwaukee.
I never knew that. I thought Detroit would be equally as far as Milwaukee, even though you got to go off into because you're going further.
No, because you're only going north for an hour, maybe. Because you're going because if you off route 80 or 90, you hit 75, you're just going north for about an hour. Detroit is right on the bottom border of Michigan. Milwaukee is like you going straight through like Illinois, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, Highway 80 is the longest highway in the country.
Oh, I believe it. Because it goes all the way across and it go up. It goes a little bit up and curve a little bit down too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, go ahead and close us out, man. Good conversation, good way to get caught up, man. I'm glad that you had a chance last week to get caught up with your father-in-law. The next week, get a chance to see the rest of your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that came through, man. Shout out to Shane, man. Good luck with his future endeavors. He got fight schedule. They trying to schedule and stuff that he's getting into, man. Much love and luck to him. Shout out to the cats, man, that always rock with us. Shout out to Ty and Shelton. Shout out to Adam Hurley, man. You know what I'm saying? You've been rocking with us, man. Shout out to y'all guys, man. But we do it the way we've been doing it.
Yes, sir. You have a good weekend and a good rest of your week. All right, good brother.
Yes, sir. You too. Peace out.
All right, peace. Yes, sir.